Hello, 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 random people. How are you doing tonight? It is 11 o'clock. Well, 5 past 11, my time. And someone actually gave out to me a while ago because I allow this to, I start my waiting music thingy when it turns 11. So instead of, yeah. Anyway, the reason why I do it is to give you lovely people a chance to join the stream. And for tonight as well, it also gives people a chance to listen to Brian's Illogic a little bit longer over on Katz's channel. God help you, Katz. Pity it, pity it. But actually, no, I don't because you chose to do it. And Dave. Tusk does not get a dragon. No dragon for Tusk. No dragon for Tusk. Especially after what he's been putting in the chat. But first of all, other than saying hi, I noticed some of you have realized I have been monetized. It makes me very, very afraid. I'm gonna be honest. Team Skeptic, how are you? It's good to see you, man. Welcome. I've been joined by my guest. Because he couldn't resist, and I'm an evil bitch. So, Sarcastic Barman has come to talk. How are you?
It's all a lie. I've been kidnapped. I'm in your basement. Let me go. Oh, please save me.
Oh, you are going to love what I have in store for you today. You are going to love it. Before I do, though, I do have some super chats. My first ever super chat. Is this your first super chat? Yes, it is. Yes, it is, my friend. And thank you very, very fucking much. We had another few. God help me. So Tattie-bogle for £5. Looks like someone got monetized. Hashtag Keelah can't tech. Keelah can't tech. How the fuck did I get monetized? See?
Someone did it for you.
Shh. You weren't supposed to tell them, Barman. In fairness, no. Kat's actually, weirdly enough, talking through. And another £3 from Tusk. Franklin the Eyebrow has a very bushy face. Apparently. Who the fuck Franklin the Eyebrow is, I've no idea. Shut the fuck up.
Might be related to Dr. Peel.
Well, you see, here's the thing. So Tusk got in touch with me saying that because he gave me my first super chat, he should be allowed to name one of my eyebrows. I said no. I said fucking no, because I'm not a moron. And I know how dangerous that is with Tusk. But yeah, so we have a few new members. We have Critical Cripple joined. Thank you, Dave. And Tattie joined before the stream. Tattie was my first member. That's
nice.
Dr. Osiris became a member. Thank you very much. And of course, Team Skeptic for $5 US. The real dollars, apparently. Says first. I'm sorry, team. You're not. But you're first in my heart. Love you. Yeah, you guys are awesome. Thank you. This is so fucking... Oh, Christ. This is what I was afraid of. This is exactly what I was afraid of. Critical Cripple for £2. 30 turds. There you go. Basic trigonometry for £2. Says, shush Barman and carry on making pizzas.
We made loads tonight.
Barman actually put me onto this, so he has to suffer with me. And David Oliver, did you know that Matt Powell has a inflatable banana in his backyard called Dr. Peel? I am going to do this properly. I did tell Dan that I would make a proper Matt Powell video. It's coming, I promise. Team Skeptic is always first. He's always first. Just a few more. Jessica G for $2 says, hi, Franklin the Eyebrow. Hashtag Franklin the Eyebrow.
That's never going away now. You do understand this. I'm literally looking through my my list on my server so I can change your nickname to Franklin the Eyebrow.
I'm not on your server. I don't think I'm on your server anymore.
Why not?
I left a lot of them. I will rejoin, I promise.
All right. Then I'll let you off.
Fuck off, Tattie. So Tattie-bogle for £3.33 says reason Reasons why you're afraid of it. Yes, this is exactly why I'm afraid of super chats. Christ almighty. Now I know how Team Skeptic feels. All of these bloody super chats. Thank you, Dildo Baggins, for becoming a YouTube member. I agree with Kat's best name on YouTube. I love that name.
That's great.
Tusk is going to torture me today. Three blind mice, see how they run. I'm not saying it in a Scottish accent. You can back off. I can barely do Irish. Where did you get the blind from? I don't do the blind. That's more demon. Godless Scummer for £5 says, it's true. Matt Powell has a giant inflatable banana in his backyard that he calls Dr. Peel. Oh, jeez. This is going to be fun, lads. We haven't even got to the bullshit yet. You put me onto this, fucker. I don't know why. Why did you do it? Why did you do it? Why did you decide to torture me with this woman?
Because I shouldn't be the only one who has to suffer. Other people have to suffer with the craziness that is this stupid, crazy, I'm going to sell you a face mask, makeup peel, crazy lady.
Yes. Yes. We'll get into her backstory in a little while and what everything else she said. But her latest ones are just like, they go beyond batshit crazy. Like, they go beyond it. We're going to go through it where, I've called this, Karen attacks Karens for being bad Karens. Because this is what it is. So we're going to go through the videos. And yeah, shout pause when you want me to pause, but this is going to be torture. And the last one, I'm going to do the last one before, and I'll do the rest of the super chats towards the end. Godless Scummer for £2 says, have a cup of tea. Go on, go on, go on, go on, go on, go on. You gotta love Father Ted. You do. You have to love him. Right, so any other super chats, lads, I'm going to leave towards the end. Thank you very, very fucking much. Yous are mental. I love yous, but yous are mental. Right, so what am I going to do? Right, I have this on double speed just because she's fucking annoying. Yeah, and we all hate her. So I'm just going to share my screen so you guys can watch this and enjoy the torture. Because if I put it on the large screen, then we won't be able to talk through it. So that's like, 3-4 minutes of just absolute torture. So guys, enjoy the crazy. Enjoy the crazy.
Inception.
It tells you a lot. It tells you a lot. So enjoy this, guys.
Digging your own grave. What the hell?
I'm coming to you late in the day because I've been working all day long to fight for freedom. And my question for you is, what are you doing for freedom?
Pause.
Where are you willing to fight? What are you willing to do?
Oh, God.
You know what I've been doing all day? I've been making pizzas, pouring beer, doing actual work, unlike this crazy woman who's probably been sat behind a computer desk going, yes, I'll send an email to this person and that person. Dear sir, please stop giving out real information because no, I like my people to be gullible and stupid and you're not helping. Fucking stupid woman.
Well, also the fact that she said, sorry. The other thing, yeah, I know. I had to put the thing on my phone, and it was all the way up. Sorry, folks. The other thing was, how far are you willing to go for freedom? I'm willing to go pretty fucking far. But the reason why I actually did want to stop it kind of there is because it reminds me of this.
Freedom isn't free.
And demonetized already.
That's right. You
But
know,
I
seeing
love
that, all that makes me think of is, have you seen the clips going about completely off subject? And it's of the Marvel film, The Avengers, where Captain America picks up the hammer and it starts with the America. Fuck yeah. I thought,
yeah.
fucking, oh, it's perfect. Anyway, sorry, completely off
But-
subject.
Oh,
It's been a long day.
when I first watched this, that's exactly what popped into my mind. Freedom isn't free. Freedom costs $1.05. Yes, Team America for life. And right, shall we?
Do it.
Oh, take a deep breath because this is gonna get messy.
Why are so many people complying with evil? Why are you digging your own grave with each act of compliance? Some of you have some shallow graves because you're just comply here and there. Others of you, man, your grave is pretty deep. I have never even picked up the shovel, and I'm never going to. Unless you think I'm pointing you out individually, I'm not pointing you out individually, unless your own conscience is now being stirred and you realize that you are not fighting for freedom. It is a right. It is not supposed to be easy. This is not for convenience. You don't wear the veil on your face to get into a restaurant to sit down and then enjoy yourself out with friends when you just bowed to tyranny. You will never see me do anything like that, whether it's for convenience or even survival. I will not do it. Ever.
Pause.
Ever.
You ungrateful, stupid fucking cow. Put the mask on. Protect others. It's literally to move from the door of wherever you're going to sit down at the table. And, oh, it's tyranny. It's tyranny. No, it's not. It's just not being a selfish fucking see you next Tuesday. This woman annoys me.
But what's hilarious is that she's basically given out to Karens for not Karening properly. Did you notice that? You will notice that as this video goes on, the people that she's addressing in this, and this is why it's also dangerous, is because this isn't just a fucking weirdo saying, "Oh, you don't put on your mask. You're all sheep." She's actually addressing the people like her who is going around spouting this nonsense, saying you're not committed enough. I mean, this is where extremism gets dangerous.
Of all the things, though, to think is evil and your freedom dying, wearing a little mask.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't want to get in the whole gun thing, but it's just like America needs to decide its possibilities of what is freedom and what isn't. And wearing a mask compared to gun, I think one is definitely more dangerous and one is definitely a display of freedom and one is just the display of just craziness. I'll let everyone else work out which one I think is which. Because you can freely not wear a mask and go out anywhere, but you're still subjected to people having guns. Oh, God. Moving on.
Apparently people can hear my Discord notifications. I'm sorry. People are messaging me on Discord. I ignore it. You're okay. Okay, so yeah, this is the theme of this entire video. And the next one. She did two-parter for telling Karens how crap they are at being Karens. So just bear that in mind. It gets better. It gets better.
Oh, these feckers.
I'm going to need the encouraging from you guys tonight. I'm normally the one bringing the encouragement to you. The number of individuals that put themselves out on the front lines of this fight and then behind the scenes are complying, you will never see me do that because I never will. There's no such thing as I had to. You don't have to do anything. Everything in your life is a choice. Everything.
Pause. So, Crafty, if you just load up your Discord and press your little user settings, scroll down, just hit streamer mode. The fact even I've messaged you saying Discord notification. Wah.
I am going to kill the pricks that are sending me messages. You know?
Oh.
Do you know what? I'll name and shame you now in a fucking minute.
Which one?
It's mainly
now or in a minute? Yes, I'm an ass. I know.
Right, I'm gonna stop sharing because it's not actually fair to show private messages. And Jessica G, you're the biggest little. That is all Jess. Oh, these are assholes.
The problem is you announced it on stream that it was yours. You should know people by now.
I'm enabling streamer mode. Ha ha ha! You can't hear shit. And I swear to God, she's just putting LLLLLOLOLOLOL. We have another addition because I don't think he should get away with this very easily. And no, it's not Tatty, so fuck Tatty. Team, welcome.
I did not
Hey.
message you, so do not call me a prick. You're allowed to call me. Anybody can call me whatever they want. I've been called worse, but
I won't call you a prick. I'll call Tatty a prick because he is. I love him though.
I
It's a
love
good
Tatty,
type
man.
of prick
Tatty-
because
yeah, he is.
you
He's
know,
not like a prick in the pants. He's like a prick on the pinky finger.
I'm not even going to say a word. I won't even say a word on that.
Love you, Tatty.
We all love Tatty.
Yes.
Tatty is my go-to person for streaming and everything. Actually, everything, because he gets so many messages from me during the day when he's trying to work, and I'm staring at a wall. So this is his vengeance. This is his vengeance. So yeah, what do you think of her so far, team?
This is absolutely gonna have to be a video I cover. So
Yeah. Oh, it's a
it's good that we're.
two-parter.
I'll watch a little bit of it. I can't stay too long because I have to stream myself tonight.
That's
I think I'm
okay.
gonna push just because you're on. I think I'm gonna push it back to 7 p.m. so that way I can get people in. But I want to talk about what's going on over at Cat's channel, so I can hang out here with you for a bit.
Cool. Well, we'll get through this pretty quickly. I only intended to like stream for an hour anyway,
No.
because I knew you'd be going live at some point.
No,
tonight.
don't do it because of me. I'll wait for you.
Well, what's
you just
weird
got
is
monetized. You're the star.
it's
today.
odd. It's very odd. I didn't realize how much craziness it was. And I only have a few people in the chat, and they're amazing. You
yeah.
have to do it for like, how many hours? Right. So back to the crazy lady.
You choose to comply with his tyranny, or you choose to fight for freedom. Would you sleep with your boss because you would get a promotion? I had to because I had
Just
to.
out of curiosity, I'd love to ask this lady if she's ever served in any capacity as a public servant, whether it be military, police, fire, EMT, social services, fucking librarian. Okay, like she could be think of anything that's and say, you know, your 8 hours that you got paid for, I'll consider that a fight. If you've ever worked for a social service, if not, shut the fuck up. You ain't fighting for shit. You're sitting in your comfy ass home that probably your audience can relate to. Not yours, Crafty, but her audience can probably relate to the home and be like, "Oh, those are such beautiful satin curtains sitting in the fucking top in the corner. Great job,
Well,
Peggy.
I
Good
don't.
job. Where'd you get that? Fucking what website share?" Like that's probably how they talk to each other. But 99% of the majority of this country doesn't relate with that woman.
Hell
No,
no.
no, and it's not even that country. It's every country.
Yeah.
Like I had to deal with these people down in West Cork, and West Cork is a weird place because it's kind of traditional in the sense that it always votes for like the traditional parties and the traditional kind of the conservative bullshit. It's very, very conservative down there. And then you have a mix of hippies and like the New Worlders. That's about this nonsense that because of people like Peggy Hall, there was an outbreak of measles in one of the towns in West Cork while I was down there, and they had to shut 3 schools
Damn.
because of the outbreak of measles, which was it was eradicated in Ireland until these fuckers made their home down in West Cork.
I
Fuck
know
off.
we had a breakout in South Wales. I think we're going about 7 years or so back now. But one, if not 2 people died because of it. Because the whole herd immunity thing just collapsed because no one was getting the measles vaccination. And people who couldn't get vaccinated then caught measles with their other complications and died. It's like the actual hell these things happen.
Well,
It's
you know,
ugh.
from a societal point of view, we could easily prove one way or another whether they're right or wrong. We just say, look, we put a value on what it is to get rid of all the anti-maskers in the world. We just put a monetary value. What is it worth to society, to the human population as a whole? What is that monetary value worth? Then we'll take 1% of it because it's going to be a big number. We'll take 1% of that big number and we'll go pick 100 anti-vaxxers out. And we'll say, we'll give you this 1%. Okay. You can have the 1%, but here's what we want you to do. We're going to put all 100 of you on an island. No vaccines allowed for the island. You'll be secluded from everybody else. All we'll do is send you supplies. That's it. One virus will make it, right? And it'll take one time for that population of 100 people to catch a virus or catch anything, and they'll be the first ones asking to leave. We'll say, hey, we'll give you 20 years. If you make it in 20 years, we'll give every one of the 100 people who live, we'll split that 1% up and give it to you. Because here's the thing. Either they're going to get off in fear of death or they're going to die. Those are really the only two options.
Pretty much.
Because once they're receiving product, because they're not going to survive. I mean, picture this lady in the wilderness. The first thing she's going to do is try to figure out how to build a cell phone from a tree, because she's not going to understand what's really important. She's going to be like, how do I connect to the internet with this tree? I have no idea. So
see, I thought she would, if she was on an island with everyone else, her first thought is, who am I going to eat first?
right.
I could think how we can make this even more interesting. If we picked 100 slightly psychotic
They're all
anti-vaxxers,
psychotic.
well, even more psychotic then, because then we could just end up with the Hunger Games sort of scenario. If they did make it, say, the first couple of years, they're going to start looking at each other going, well, if there was less of us, I'd get more money. And that could be really interesting.
I tell you, they'll stop being vegan very fucking quickly.
Oh yeah. They'll stop. But most of these people, though, I don't see most of the anti-vaxxers as being vegans. I see most of them as being hardcore red meat eaters, which is fine. I don't have any problem with either
they're either that or they're extremist vegans. I don't mind normal vegans, but extremist vegans where they try to ram it down your throat, that's what annoys me.
Thinking back on it, now that I said what I just said and I'm about to contradict myself, thinking back on it, I actually don't think that I'm right. I think that probably vegans tend to be a bit more I don't want to say all vegans, but like holistic vegans,
Yes.
like the vegans that are like, oh, I don't eat red meat, so I'm impervious to the cold, like
God.
Oh, the breatharians. The breatharians.
Breatharians.
Yeah.
Jeez.
They're the crazies. So let's get back to her.
I'm eating. Leave me alone.
Something you're willing to do? Do you have standards? Do you have integrity? Do you have self-respect? Your little Joey now is coming to comfort me because he heard me raising my voice. This little Joey is special needs. He's not 100%. You can see his little bit of tremors.
Look how
he was
depressed this
adopted,
cat is.
Probably from some... Did this. I don't know. We don't know what happened to him in advance. I am never...
Hang on, pause.
I ran out of breath because I just had to take a brisk walk around the block.
Is she trying to blame the tremors on her cat on a fucking pet vaccination?
No.
No.
I don't think she's trying to do
Oh, okay, that's
No,
fine.
what-
It was just the symbol. I was like, oh.
Yeah, I would have, if I would have caught that vibe, I'd have done a backflip for you guys. and
But
can't
I mean,
backflip.
even when she's talking about her cat, she's intense. She's pissed. Like, I've never seen. Well, I have, but very rarely have I seen the likes. Even when you're explaining, my cat was adopted from a shelter. We don't know what her issues or his issues were before. She's vehemently screaming down the camera and the eyes popping out, as if it's your fault because you're not Karening enough.
Just out of curiosity, Godless Scummer says, is there a vegan equivalent of the meat tube? I think all three of us need to come to a consensus that a vegan equivalent of a meat tube is a bean tube.
Bean tube, yes.
Yeah, bean tube sounds good.
Bean tube works, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
And it's same syllables as well.
A soy stalk, yes.
Soy stock.
I like that one actually, but yeah, bean tube. All right, sorry, didn't mean to derail it with the question.
It's fine. It's fine.
From the chat.
But no, that is a good question actually.
Schmeat.
Yeah, I'm glad that one was settled on my stream. But fucking Plot says, what did Mrs. Ed do with Mr. Ed?
He's a pastor, isn't he?
I think
Who?
so.
Mr. Ed? He's a horse.
No, her Mr. Ed.
Yeah, her Mr. Ed.
Oh wait, who's Mr. Ed?
Her husband.
Peggy's. Ed Hall.
Peggy's? Oh, yeah. She's married to Mr. Ed for sure. Either that or like they share a common ancestor.
I mean, one of the problems there was she just
Don't
did.
we all?
One of the problems that she did was she just gave crazy cat ladies a very bad name.
I can only imagine that sitting like just off camera, like right in front of her to keep her fucking attention, like on the camera, they're just hanging like a carrot right behind the camera.
Yeah.
And she's like just like staring at the carrot, and we think she's looking at the camera, but no, she's just hungry.
And that's why her eyes are popping out.
Goddamn camera or carrot.
After an experience I had earlier today, I want to know from you, what are you doing to fight for freedom? For a year I have worked on the website of The Healthy American, uncovering every remedy that I can think of. Are they bulletproof? No, because we're dealing with criminals. I have information on how to fight for your medical rights, so you will get.
Can I ask, what the fuck is behind her there? Is that a person or a dog?
Where?
Behind her hand. Watch as her hand comes down. There's something moving over here.
I tried to avoid people that point.
Press the back button, press the arrow key on your keyboard and just go back 5 seconds and we'll see.
Just
I think
here,
that's
right?
a body.
Just here.
I think it's just
probably
right
actually Ed. Would it be Ed trying to climb under the sofa to avoid the Karening?
Unfortunate person.
Just that face. It's like, I am so angry that no one else is moaning at the waiters.
Okay.
Why will no one believe me?
No, because we're dealing with criminals. I have information on how to fight for your medical rights, so you will get the medical treatments you need without complying with tyranny. You don't.
It's so distracting. She's having like a full-blown meltdown on camera.
She's going full Karen.
It's the guy in the background, the person who, whatever the fuck that is in the background, is so distracting that I can't take her seriously anyway, but whew, it's kind of like, in a way, it's the CC kind of thing where his wife comes in and tells him he's being a fucking idiot.
Yeah, I think though her husband, if it is her husband, knows better and just like, I'm going to crawl out of sight before she tries to talk to me again.
I'm handcuffed. I'm handcuffed to the sofa, Kim.
No, that's where she says she puts the soulless bodies after she sucks their souls out. She just stacks them on top of one another, and they're only now becoming visible to the camera. She's gonna have to find some kind of used human disposal system pretty ASAP.
Oh God. Okay.
Have to do it. I have information on your employee rights, how you fight against this tyranny with your employer. Look.
Okay, it's official. It's a dog. I'm happier now.
That's a shame.
I wish it was her husband, but it's a dog.
I watched one of her videos that she did on the employee rights and things like that, what rights you have and things like that. And it basically comes down to the simple thing of, are you in a position where you can work away from people? Is it monetary viable to the company and things like that? Like if they have to set you up in your own office because there's people that are susceptible to things in the area and you're not getting the vaccine and things like that, which she just completely and utterly glossed over. She's that normal, let's cherry pick the information we want, ignore anything else, just so we can get people to come and subscribe to our website and come and see all the other stuff. It's like,
right.
Well, it's like, okay,
over again.
In one of the videos I covered on her, she was like yelling at the people at the farmer's market, and she's like, this is overseen by the Department of Agriculture. And you're like, are you kidding me? Like, that isn't, are you telling me the health department doesn't have anything to say about that? Is that what you're saying? That they can sell all this open food to the public without intervention of the health department to ensure that, you know, that there's not any gross violations that would result in harm to the consumer? No, the Department of Agriculture, all they do as far as a farmer's market go is they oversee the production of the product that's coming in. Once it's there, it's the health department that takes over, because you don't typically find a consumer buying food on the farm where they're producing the food. They buy the food from a vendor. Even if the vendor is an extension of the farm, it still doesn't matter. You do not go to the farm to purchase the food. Otherwise, the health department will be intervening there as well, and it wouldn't be under the purview of the Department of Agriculture. This lady is a liar. She goes around, she threatens people, and she lies to their face to threaten them to get their own way. You know, we do have something similar to that is illegal in America. It's called impersonating a police officer. Now, I'm not saying that what she's doing is personating or impersonating a police officer. But what I'm saying is that to get in trouble for that, you have to go in and exercise your will over the other person. You know, that's part of the whole idea. It's not just wearing a badge and a shirt, because I can go out and get a shirt that says police on it. But if I go out and get a shirt that says police on it and I start telling people what they need to do and I start getting benefits because I'm portraying myself as a police officer, then I will get in trouble. And she does this. Just take away the police officer aspect. She goes out, she acts as if she's some kind of authority. She acts as if she has like paperwork to support her authority over you. And she tries to get people she tries to coerce people with threats to do things. No, she should not be allowed to do this. I still don't know how YouTube is not taking her off. I'm not a big fan of censorship or removing channels. I'm not asking that her channel gets removed, but given where other channels have been removed for, it is amazing to me that YouTube hasn't gone and taken her channel down.
They should also, if they're not going to take her down, which is fine, there should be, what Twitter did was the disclaimer, the big disclaimer at the base of the video saying, like, you know, health experts disagree.
Because she is very careful about what she says and how she says it. Because she's already received community guideline strikes. I know this because she pulled down half the videos I downloaded of her making these community guideline strikes, you know? Yeah. So while she's not ban evading, she shut everything down, went through her little punishment, and then she came back. She started a second channel, but that second channel was started before she got the ban. So she's real careful. I'm going to say something. She's not a dumb person. Okay. No, she's very charismatic and she's not stupid. And when you get those two things, history has told us that when you get a charismatic person who's not stupid, who has an agenda that's dangerous that they want to push, they can be successful. People like her need to be refuted. They need to be rebutted. They need to be shown where exactly they're wrong, and not to her, but to the people who are impressed by her. You know, and
this is exactly why I'm doing this stream, because a lot of people think, and I don't watch a lot of Karen videos. The whole Karen thing for me got so boring so fast. And so when I watch a Karen video, it's more trying to analyze what's behind it. So this is the reason you will not see Karen videos on my channel at all. The reason why I'm covering this is because this takes it one step further. She is indicating to other Karens, I suppose, dangerous people. She is galvanizing them. She is trying to organize them. And this is where it's at the organization point where racism becomes fascism. And this is the dangerous part. So she was throwing out bullshit information. Now what she's doing, having given them the information, she's now telling them that, well done for spreading the information, but you're not following through well enough. And so here's what you need to do in order to follow through well enough. And if you don't follow my lead, if you don't do what I do, not just what I say, then I'm going to hold your feet to the fire. And this is where it starts to get dangerous, because people will take that, and then what will end up happening is someone's going to get hurt, someone's going to die, or someone's going to get in proper trouble. And if it's allowed to fester, if it's allowed to increase, the likes of this woman here, it's not just limited to the vaccines. It's not just limited to COVID. It's not just limited to one little thing. If she gets away with this, it will be on to the next thing. And the next hurdle for us will be even higher to jump.
Oh, yeah. The anti-vax, that's one of the things that I'm getting ready to I want to understand the science a bit better. So when I'm speaking, I'm at least speaking from some sense of that has some kind of scientific backing to it, you know. But that's what they're going to do. Right now, it's the masks. The masks are about to be gone, because what they're going to do is they're going to vaccinate enough people where they can say, okay, mandatory masks are not necessary. We can remove the mask because we're at least getting enough people vaccinated. Well, when the mask comes off, what's she going to bitch about then? She's going to bitch about the vaccines. She's going to say, oh, man, I shouldn't have to get a vaccine. It's my life. It's my body, my choices. The same people, okay, keep this in mind. The same people that go and stand outside of abortion clinics
Yep.
holding up signs that says God hates you, okay? Holding up those signs are the same people who are going to be in 6 months advocating for my body, my rights. These
Oh,
are
hell
these are fucking hypocrites right here. I fucking hate people like this. Eat shit,
Well,
Peggy Hall. You're
again,
fucking, you're the
it gets so
predominant
much better.
Karen.
It gets so much better.
I
Viper.
lost 2 jobs because I am not going to comply. Ever.
Oh my
That's
goodness.
one of those I am never going to see because I will not compromise my integrity, my values, and my freedom and my truth. I serve to honor God, not man. All of this hogwash, you think it's okay? You are okay with this? This
Pause.
shit going on in the restaurants? You have got to be kidding me.
I can prove
No,
man
no,
exists.
no,
Can you
no, no,
prove
no.
God exists?
You're willing to
Well, it comes down to the other bit. You want to believe in God? That's fine. You want to believe God is all powerful and God does things for a reason? That's fine. Also, the devil does things. That's fine. The devil made the pandemic. He's going to ruin us all with that. God luckily didn't invent, but creates people clever enough to help prevent these people dying by giving us things like vaccines, masks, modern medicine, and things like that to protect ourselves from all this. Don't rely on just God to come down and save you from doing shit. I mean, there's parables about it and all sorts. Like, well, where were you when this happened? Well, I sent you this person. Well, where were you when this happened? I sent you that person. Why didn't you listen to them? Because you were supposed to save me. Well, I did, but I did it through other fecking people.
Yes.
And it's the annoyance of just like, I want God to come and save me and strike these people with a lightning bolt. No, he ran them over with the truck or something horrible like that. But come on. It's infuriating. It's just fucking infuriating.
Feel Jesus in you is in the chat. Hello, Feel Jesus in you. Welcome. I love that guy. He's hilarious. Peggy Hall is a dickhead.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty much sums it up.
Yeah. She pisses me off. Like, legitimately, I get pissed off looking at this lady.
Oh,
She looks like a fucking praying mantis, and she looks like she's ready to strike the next human that walks around her with him. And look at that. Look at the hunger in her eyes. She's like, is that a prey right there? And she's like, she's licking her little fucking feelers at the front, just like with them 2 buggy eyes looking at them. I just dislike this lady. I would really like. I'm going to be covering this video. Just because of the nonsense.
Well, it gets better.
Right up my alley.
It actually does. It gets more intense.
Stand this person.
It gets more intense and it gets more dangerous, and this is why I wanted to cover it. So again, I don't usually cover Karens, but this one just stood out. And Barman, fuck you for actually introducing me to this bitch.
You're willing to compromise your integrity to go to the gym? To get on a plane? I don't want to hear that you have to fly for work. No, you don't. There is always another way. There is always another way. Come on, you guys. We're more than a year into this, and we're into this still. For all of you who have not stood for freedom and have not fought for freedom. Have you gone to a meeting? Have you written a letter? Have you stood up? I want to hear from those of you. I know they're all. I know there are those people that have made sacrifices, that have been arrested for nonsensical reasons. I stand with you. I am doing.
Have you put your name on a letter of stupidity yet? And sent it to the government so they know exactly how dumb you are?
For the key. You've got to find another way. This is a fight. It's a full-blown war.
There we go.
What side are you on?
Not a war.
There we go.
God.
Yeah.
It is a full-blown war.
Yeah, I've never been in combat. I've never been in combat, but I would feel that people who have spent time in actual combat going to war with somebody else in a foreign country or even defending their own country from an invading force would find this to be slightly disrespectful because war to her could mean war with the nail salon who did her nails not properly and still charged her for it. You know, where she didn't tip the waitress making $2 an hour because some bug flew in from outside and landed on a table 3 tables away. So she got no tip and had to compliment the meal or, the waitress because of the people like her. Yeah, she's never fucking been to war ever. Her war is inside her head. And I guarantee you it's fought by mental midgets.
Well, here's why I brought this up, and here's why it's so fucking important. Because when I started my channel regarding the, I started off with flat earthers, but this can be, it's across the board. It's the whole idea of cult-like behavior and cult-like tendencies. And what she's doing right now is she is trying to get inside her supporters' heads and really hammer that idea that we are at war, that there is a dangerous enemy, and it's not the virus. It is the people who are trying to protect you from the virus. And once she stabilizes that idea, once she formulates that idea into people's minds that there is a very, very real enemy here, we are at war. That's what causes stuff like the Capitol riots.
Yeah.
It is that step by step by step by step by step. That's what justifies it. That's what it leads to. And that's why it needs to be challenged at the early stages when she's really trying to embed her ideas into other people. Because these are vulnerable people who are falling victim to scaremongering, because that's what she's doing right now.
I'd love to see if there's an analysis been done that if all people followed the rules properly, so they stuck to the social distancing measures, they made sure they washed their hands, wore their masks, didn't mix in groups and stuff like that, if this whole pandemic thing would have been over already, and it's just people like her encouraging people not to wear masks that has probably helped draw it out.
Yeah.
Well,
And if it
you can
wasn't people
already
like her,
see
we
it.
could be 6 months ago and done.
Yeah, you can already see it in countries that have had full lockdown. Look at, I hate to say it, look at the Koreas.
I was gonna say South Korea. That's we don't even have to talk about North Korea. Let's talk about South Korea, an American ally.
Yeah.
These people like her, the ones that, and I back the military 100%, but these are the people that go around and just say, oh, if America backs it, well, I back America. So, okay, so Peggy Hall, since we back America, okay, South Korea, one of our strongest allies, has had one of the lowest rates of infection and death. Why? Because every citizen there knew to take this seriously.
Yep.
And you know what they did? They knocked it out. Didn't have to worry about it. While over here in America, my rights people walking around saying, no, it's my right. It's my right to keep this infection going. Don't shut down the economy, but God damn it, let me help shut down the economy. Peggy, quit being a fucking hypocritical piece of shit. Wear your fucking mask. Get your fucking vaccination. Distance yourself, not because of the pandemic, but because it's fucking great for society for no one else in society to have to be within 6 feet of you. Okay. So separate yourself, do the world a favor, and guess what? The economy will be reopened much faster.
Yeah.
Eat shit,
Was it
Peggy Hall.
Sweden over here in Europe, and they didn't do lockdowns for a lot of everything, and it started, their numbers were all right and stuff like that. Their numbers have now passed places like Austria, Greece, that did lockdowns from the start, and their numbers are several thousand higher just on deaths.
Really quickly. Team, can you say America again?
America.
Love it. Yeah, I mean, you see that like in a lot of the metropolitan areas. The only difference with the likes of Switzerland and Sweden and stuff, they have the infrastructure to be able to handle it. They have proper hospital systems. They have proper healthcare. Not everywhere has that. And look at India right now. India, they're literally, the fires are day and fucking night.
Got a bit annoyed on Twitter, was it yesterday, reading through things, and people just saying, oh, that's all fake over in India. They've made fake profiles. These people aren't really there. It's just like, what?
Yeah.
How?
Assholes.
I mean, this is the same person who thought North Korea doesn't actually exist.
Well, I haven't said that. I have met an American who didn't believe the Republic of Ireland existed.
What?
Yeah, we'll yeah, because they'd seen a map of Britain, and you know, with some of the maps, it has like the south of Ireland cut off.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he believed that was Ireland.
Oh my word.
That happened. That was in New York, by the way. That wasn't even down south. That was in New York. Anyway.
So the very ones that comply to get into the restaurant, what are you going to do when they require this? Then you're going to stand your ground? My level of respect.
Sound went out.
You'll never, ever see me on stage exhorting people to not bow down to tyranny when I just bowed down to tyranny to get on that stage. Ever. Ever.
You're not pure enough.
Good God.
Have you seen her performance at the city council meeting where she went in and she
No.
spoke and nobody paid attention to her? And then at the end she was like, and it really bothers me that all of you guys were looking down as I was talking. And they're like, the guy's like, let me speak on this for a second. He's like, we have monitors in front of us where we can see you.
So it continues. The saga continues. The saga
Part
continues.
2, friends. Peggy Hall here. Part 2 of digging your own grave. Oh, Peggy, you are so divisive. There you go again. Yes, I am divisive. I divide good from evil, right from wrong.
Her versions of good and evil, right and wrong, might not be the same as mine. So how did she do it? Hold on, pause that. Pause it. This is a key thing right here, right? When you're talking about subjective things like good and evil, when you say I fight for good, well, your good might be my evil. So you could be fighting for your good and still be a bad person. So Peggy, with this fucking pretentious fucking smile on your face and, just so anticipating what 5 minutes, right? She has 5 minutes and 30 seconds till she gets her fucking chomp at that carrot. And she's happy. You can see it in her face. But still, like, her, when I say that, I really mean it. What she's fighting for is subjectively good to a few people. Okay,
Yeah.
that's it. And we can't say, guys, I'm sorry. The rest of you just deal with being sick and dying. Okay, because this select few over here, they're good. They're good. While we see it as evil, they're fighting for it, and we should respect and allow that. Now, fuck that. Fuck that. Give her the carrot. Shut her up.
There's a great sketch from the UK, Mitchell and Weblock, I think it was, and it's two 1940s German gentlemen, shall we say, and they're on their Eastern Front. One just says to the other, are we the bad guys? And so, well, no, we're the good guys. We're fighting for freedom of land so we can have space to take it from the evil communists and things like that. And it's like, yeah, but we've got skulls on our uniforms. And it's just that joke of looking at it that everyone is the good guy in their own story. For any people looking at Star Trek references, you'd go, yeah, the Kardashians are the good guys and things like that. And it's just like, no, just like, this is that weird thing of who's the good, who's the bad. And as you say, it's subjective to your own personal reality and your understanding of beliefs and your personal standards.
Well, I did want people to hear exactly what she says here, because the equivalencies are very, very interesting. And it comes back to what Tina was saying earlier, that she picks her words very, very carefully. She does pick them. And here it's very, very evident. This, if it wasn't so fucking stupid, it would scare me. But it does need to be heard in its entirety. These kind of equivalencies of good versus evil and compliance as being lumped in as evil. So have a listen to what she actually says.
Go again. Yes, I am divisive. I divide good from evil, right from wrong, compliance with defiance. Yes, I divide that. I divide truth from deception. And I will continue to be divisive, because that is the only way you win a war, is when you know what side you are on and what you stand for.
Yeah.
Jeez.
I mean, that again, this is why I'm covering this particular video, or these two particular videos, because it's not just Karen being a Karen, although it is Karen being a Karen. It is basically saying you are not extreme enough. You have to do this. You have to actually do what we are saying. You have to do it. And if you don't do it, you're not committed enough. And that in its essence is dangerous.
Mm-hmm. And in a minute, I want to show a video, and I'm going to put my camera on and share this video, because I hope somebody's out there watching that, that might be influenced by this lady. I want to show what a real fighter is and a real hero is right here. Yeah. Okay. Give me 1 second. Do
you want to do that now, or
what do you mean?
Do you want to do that now, or will we get through this?
Oh, you can get through it. I got it saved. You can get through it. Yeah, go ahead.
Great.
I have no special talents or perseverance or anything beyond what you are.
Damn right that you don't.
I want you to look long and hard at yourself, at your actions, your justification, your motivation.
And again, it's kind of like the school teacher. This is the whole thing. She has been teaching people. These are her disciples, kind of thing, and they've disappointed her. And when you have someone that you look up to act this way towards you, it can be a trauma in itself. And although you would want to think of her audience as just fucking idiots, it is. It can be traumatic to hear someone that you respect and that you look up to disrespect you like that.
Mm-hmm.
Many, 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 many thousands of people write to me, supporting me, saying, it's awesome what you're doing. I love what you're doing. Thank you for showing us the way. Thank you for standing strong. Thank you for making these sacrifices. And then they tell me that they comply to go to the grocery store and the bank and their kids' soccer game and their vacation and their dentist. How is it that I have gone over a year without one shred of compliance? And I'm still standing. I haven't starved to death, and I'm willing to starve to death. I will not.
Again, that's where it gets dangerous. I'm willing to starve to death. What are you willing to do? But I haven't starved to death, so I'm okay. So if you are non-compliant, then you'll be okay too. Just starve to death.
See, I've got this whole, I want to call bollocks on the I've not followed one bit of compliance or anything like that, but without knowing exactly where she is in America, what the rules have been, that possibly she has been able to go the entire year without having to go shopping with a mask or anything like that. I don't know enough about the American rules to be able to say yes or no, but it's just that
charismatic
annoying...
people are very influential. When you get someone like her and you have like a person working at a supermarket, and I'm not here to shame anybody that works at a supermarket. I've worked there. My sons work there. But those people, either those people are really young and that's like their first job, or they're older and they're a little bit more passive. You know, they're more of a people person to try to calm. The managers and the supervisors are going to be there to try to calm everything down. So when you get a charismatic person like this, they can walk over that person and that person can become submissive to them. And that's why I can't, we need to end that customer is always right, because the customer ain't always right. Peggy Hall is not always right. And that's how she eats.
It's an actual rule. Oh, go on, Crafty.
Sorry, someone said something in the chat there. I'm guessing it's Jessica G. I'm not even going to read out that name. No.
Keelah's right eyebrow named Franklin.
Fuck off. She's super wealthy. She knows nothing of war. She has earned nothing. She even has that white privilege look on her stupid face. Right. What I want to say is this: she's super wealthy, and this is the point here. She can afford to go without. Or she can buy in bulk. A lot of people who are listening to her are scared. They are working class. They are lower middle class. They do not have the resources that this cunt has. They can't just call for an Uber to do their shopping because they don't want to leave the house and do their shopping. They can't do that.
They probably sent this lady probably sent somebody to the store to buy her food.
This is my point.
There is that,
a list and a credit card.
This is my point. Or she phones them up. I mean, I remember being down in West Cork and you would phone the local shop up. I lived on an island though, so like they had to deliver. But it's the same idea. This woman has wealth and extreme wealth. She is in a position of privilege. A lot of the people that she's duping, a lot of the people that she's talking to are in low paid jobs. They can't afford to go without groceries. And so, yeah, they have to put on their fucking masks to go into the store to get food for their children. They don't have that luxury that she has. And it's a very dangerous thing of what she's saying to them.
You've also got the worrying flip side that if she's appealing to other wealthy Karens, that some of those wealthy Karens might actually have influential partners, spouses, and things like that, or children because they've grown up and things like that. And they might have managers of supermarkets, companies, heaven forbid, anyone in a political fucking office of some description or access to people in political offices say, well, yeah, this woman on the internet and she's got all this information, passes it on. And this is how this sort of stuff gets out of hand in the opposite direction, not just to the I don't want to say underprivileged, but you know what I mean, the less well-off people, that it goes up the chain to the people who can actually do something seriously bad with the wrong information.
Exactly.
And it's just as...
The real problem is that the people out there that are working for 10 hours a day, you know, like the ones that are really working to earn a living, to be able to feed themselves, they're not in a position to just go on these rants and make all these scientific assumptions and put out all this misinformation, because they're working. You know,
Mhm.
they have more important things to deal with in their life than arguing with medical doctors and science. This lady doesn't. This lady probably doesn't even clean her own home.
But
Okay.
part of that, but the other flip side of that is the fact that they don't have the time to spend talking to doctors and trying to understand it. It is easy for them to listen to someone, as you said, charismatic, very well spoken, and actually believe what she says because she does sound
Mhm.
credible.
Yeah, don't have the time to do any other research apart from the recommended YouTube video or
Yeah.
a video that their friends have shared to them. Because
Exactly.
I hope she really, Peggy Hall doesn't get in the
Oh,
recommended.
she's a
my
Facebook
sister,
person. She's a
yeah.
Facebook person.
My sister was brought into a Facebook group with some of the parents of the school that her children go to, and this kind of shit is being put into those
God.
Facebook groups. So, and my sister, by the way, is a lone parent. She is on disability because of her back issues. She is a lone parent. She helps my mother, who is also disabled, and she's not wealthy. She is not well off. My nephew was just diagnosed with autism, and so it's not as simple as she's not just reaching these well-to-do kind of Karens. She's also reaching school moms, school age moms who are freaking the fuck out. Because unfortunately, mainstream media is giving credence to people like her and putting them on the air as if to strike a balance. There is no balance in this conversation.
Yeah.
It frustrates me.
I would never have guessed.
All right, shall we continue? Oh.
Sleep with the enemy. And any shred of compliance to me is sleeping with the enemy. You either stand for freedom and you fight for every fiber in your body, or you don't. Yes, I'm divisive. You ain't seen nothing yet. You ain't seen nothing yet? Oh, yeah. A year into this. I wonder why it's lasted so long. I wonder how many planes would have taken flight if everyone had to fight, instead of just me getting kicked off. You're not going to hear me say that, well, I only put it on just to get on board, and then I ate and drank on the plane. Or, it was actually like lace. It was something I could breathe through. Would someone explain to me how that is not complying? You're justifying evil, friends. This is the toughest tough love you are ever going to get from me. I don't enjoy it. I'm optimistic and positive and encouraging and ebullient and bright and shiny like all you guys are saying. By nature, that's how I am. But I've kind of reached the end of my rope here a little bit. With those who say that they fight, and then their action and behavior shows otherwise.
Okay, sorry, I do have to keep pausing it because otherwise I'll be probably copyright struck because she's one of those.
Oh yeah, she is. I hope she'll see this video. She knows who I emailed her telling her I'd give her an opportunity to come on and have a debate on this, and that I wouldn't even be the one debating. I even pleaded to her emotions by saying, "Oh, you're a very well-spoken person, and I think it would be a great thing for you, to come on here and express your ideas."
So this was an act
all over her.
Hang on. This was an act of compliance from you. Oh my God, team. Oh my God.
I was complying with her. But the thing is I have somebody who's already agreed to debate somebody like this on my channel, but I don't want to bring this person on until I have a legitimate person that can make legitimate arguments and whatnot. But I wanted to bring her on to debate him, and she didn't respond to me. And so I think Johnny from the Plot Hole told me that she does like to copyright strike videos, but nobody copyright struck my videos, and I've done 2 on her. Yeah, I've done 2 videos on her without a problem. But I hope she sees this video. You look like a horse. You look like a praying mantis and a horse had sex. There was a baby that came.
Hang on. She could look like the fuggliest person in the world, and her ideas doesn't matter to her ideas.
Right.
So
I'm sorry.
I will
Your
call
personality
that shit
sucks. I'm sorry. I take back everything I say. Your personality sucks, and everything that goes along with it.
There's a word for that, and it's called a hypocrite. I'm not talking about people who reach out to me saying, "Peggy, I am a father of a young family, and I'm the breadwinner with our little 9-month-old at home, and I'm working in a warehouse where they will not honor my medical exemption. What should I do? Should I quit my job?" And I say, I am fighting for you. But for those of you that are wearing this to go to Disneyland, excuse me, to go to a movie, to go to your kid's soccer game, I am fighting for those who are asking for help and are doing their utmost. I don't have time for the hypocrites. I don't have time for the naysayers. No time for the naysayers.
She doesn't have any time for anyone who challenges her role as prime hypocrite. Okay, if you're a hypocrite, Understand you're beneath her because she has no time for you. Prime hypocrite right here. Hypocrite 0.
Hypocrite 0. Again, Barman, what have you got to say for yourself?
Oh, well, I'm just glad she's not a nudist and she's appealing that everyone should be able to go around naked. Because let's be fair, you've got to wear a shirt to go into a bar, and at the moment you've got to wear a mask. It's as simple as that. But luckily, we have the light at the end of the tunnel. We are almost there, and we probably would be if it wasn't for people like this. And I feel like with more people like this about, that it's going to lead us to the more problem of there won't be, say, the 95% we ideally want vaccinated, or 90 to 95% will be lower than that. We'll have more chance of variations coming, and we'll have all this crap again over and over with more stuff. And if there's ever another pandemic that's actually really high on the numbers for death, we could have serious problems. But on the slightly plus side, these people would soon disappear off the face of the earth. It's horrible, I know, but...
Soldier of Science, hello, asks, how effing late is it there? It's just 5 after midnight. So, yay!
Not too bad.
Yeah, and we're nearly through it. And then, and yeah, I did say about an hour, but I don't mind going longer. Especially because this is a serious issue, and
Yes.
I will get to...
Hey, but Crafty, this is why I stopped messing with Flat Earth. You know, I saw the trend dying away, and people go, I don't really like your Karen videos. Why are you making light of this racist, sexist meme? And I'm like, first off, I don't consider women Karens. It's anybody who feels self-entitled is a Karen to me. Man, woman, does not matter to me. Okay, white, black, Mexican, Asian, whatever, doesn't fucking matter to me. If you walk in, I've covered all walks of life in my videos, but I don't go and I don't just pick the people who are self-entitled. Like I don't pick the McDonald's girl who's throwing fries at the people behind the counter because, they won't give her 12 nuggets for the price of 6. I'm not making fun of those people. I don't cover those people because to me, those people are stupid. Yes, but they're not dangerous to society. What are dangerous are people like this. People who get out there and put themselves on a platform and speak with, with some kind of, moral appearance, appearance of authority, as if she knows, because the people watching her videos don't know. They repeat the arguments she makes. She does the research for her bad arguments, the bad research for her bad arguments, and then presents them, and then everybody else just repeats them. It happens in every community. I'm not saying that it's just to that community. Even in the Flat Earth community, you would see people making arguments on the video, and then you'd see those arguments being repeated in the chat for months and months afterwards. And so you see it in every community, and that's fine. But she's dangerous because she's getting people to take her arguments with no mask and go and get in the faces of other people and cause problems. And what that can do is that can spark another movement. Then people say, well, she's not wearing a mask. I don't like wearing a mask. Why should I? You served her. Why won't you serve me? Are you discriminating against me? And this is where it starts. It starts by not addressing people like her. Exactly.
And as well, again, the fact that she has this platform, the fact that she has I'd argue that there's not thousands upon thousands of people writing to her. That's a complete over-exaggeration. But there are people who listen to her. There are people who take her seriously, and there are people that are going around not only spreading this, but what she is doing here is she's trying to fasten their mind into her way of thinking. And if she does that, if she is successful in that, then you do have a repeat of the fucking anti-science narrative that the flat earthers were so successful in because YouTube were pushing their content at the start.
Well,
if these are not shut down immediately, then it gets very dangerous very quickly.
Now, I agree with you on that, but what I do want to point out, and anybody can go look at her channel and see this, I want to push back a little bit on the assertion that, that what she did, she's probably not getting thousands and thousands. No, she's getting thousands of people that are watching her videos. And if you go and you look at the like to dislike ratio, because that's how you know when someone's really hate watching a video, because when you hate watch somebody, you obviously dislike as well. You know, it's just part of the whole mindset of hate watching. So if the thousands and thousands of views that she's getting are from hate watchers, it would be represented in the comment section and in the like to dislike ratio. And her like to dislike ratio is really good. That's what makes her dangerous. And I don't know how it is recent. I don't go to her channel and watch, but in her older videos, she's getting 50, 60,000 views and getting lots of likes and hardly any dislikes. So the people she's speaking to are listening to her, and they are listening to her, you know, vigorously enough to repeat her arguments inside of stores. Hey, you can't stop me from going in there. That's false imprisonment. She was the first one I heard say that. Yeah. And then after that, I start hearing all the other California Karens saying the same thing as Peggy Hall. She's dangerous.
Her video that we're watching now has had 11,000 views. It's got a like ratio 1.6k thumbs up and only 21 thumbs down.
That's dangerous.
And 716 comments. And from a quick scan through, they're all in favor with her as well. So you can tell it's going to be she's either cherry-picked them, or it's only obviously people like that watching.
These are the people that we as a community should be focusing on. We can do, look, there's dumb people and then there's dangerously stupid people. She's dangerously stupid. We as a community can find the people like her that exist and go and address those people instead of addressing the mentally deficient people of, you know, flat earth and other things. It's fun. I agree. It's fun watching like live. That's great. But when we're putting our focus and time and effort into editing videos and creating content, we sometimes take the easy route of picking on the people that are just dumb instead of going after the people like her. And I commend you, Crafty, for doing this. This is a good idea to bring her up in this video. And I'm glad you invited me on. I wasn't expecting it. But it's people like her that we ought to be addressing as a community.
Yes.
Because she's dangerous.
Well, I mean,
dangerous. I'm sorry, go ahead.
At the start of the year, I started on a series of, because my background is in sociology, I started a series of what are social contracts? What do they mean? What are they about? Why are they important? And I'm actually going to continue on with that series because I didn't want to publish it bit by bit. I wanted to do it the whole thing and then release it. But it and then other stuff happened, and you know, life. So I am going to continue with that series. I'm going to get it done as fast as I can, and I will release it because I was talking to someone in work about this the other day. Those little things that make up society, those unwritten rules, why they're important, actually why they matter and why they bind us together as a society. They have to be spoken sometimes. They have to be explained sometimes for us to fully appreciate them. And it's what actually helps debunk people like this. So that's definitely on the cards again. I'm going to be focused on a little bit more on that.
Nice.
Right. Let's get this done, and then we can actually discuss the substantial issues and see the video that team has.
No time for those who are going to offer justifications for those who are not willing to fight. I don't want to come here a year from now and have the same conversation, replacing some of the words with what they're requiring you to do. Where's it going to end? Donate a kidney? How about be sterilized? That's probably the right thing to do for others, right? Yes, I'm divisive.
Right. She just compared taking a vaccine to being sterilized.
Good God. Well, that's one of the conspiracies that have gone about with all this, isn't it, though? These people are nuts.
Yeah.
I've got something that's probably going to annoy everyone. I've been quickly scrolling through the comments on her latest video, and there's one here that has literally got my blood boiling. Perfect and thank you. I too have turned the corner and have zero tolerance for the sheep or the wolves. I'm forgoing my pain meds because they will not accommodate me. They even hinted I would not receive treatment if I do not consent to the experimental injection. So be it. I will go as far as I can, then lay down in peace, knowing I've done the right thing. Fight. What are they threatening you with? Death? For me, it's the threat of heaven. Bring it on, you cowardly tyrants. Bring it on. That just shows the mental instability and almost cult sort of nature that these people are having on others. That is...
Because they've gone unchallenged for too long.
Jesus. Definitely have to do more Peggy Hall vids.
They're not necessarily going unchallenged, but they're not being challenged sufficiently. They're not being challenged by the right people. Like us having this conversation here, we're tiny little fish. We need the larger fish to actually fucking take these people down. We really do. We'll watch the last 30 seconds. I don't think there's much left in it, but let's just finish it off.
I see things very clearly, good and bad, right and wrong, truth and deception, and I know exactly what side I'm on, and my actions are consistent with that truth.
Right, so that's an interesting one. Again, she goes back to comparing the good versus bad, the truth versus deception. And it's what's scary about it is the absolutism. She is so convinced of her conviction.
Oh yeah.
And it's that kind of passion that can really inspire other people. And when you have compassion, when you have that kind of passion for something so dangerous and so wrong and so misguided, that when it comes to other people, you're just leading them down a very, very, very dangerous path, because they're not going to be able to explain things the way you can. And so they're going to be challenged much more, and they're actually probably going to put themselves in dangerous positions where Peggy Hall might be able to talk her way around it. Other people are not going to be as articulate as that. And they probably
and I've
get
seen that
hurt.
in some of the videos. I've seen them begin with her arguments, and then when somebody says something that they didn't, Peggy Hall might not have addressed how to cover that, or it might be new to them, they fold. They have no way to answer, because they were never really informed to begin with. They're informed was watching Peggy Hall talk about it and repeating her arguments.
Team, would you like to share your screen and?
Oh yeah. Hold on, let me.
I definitely. After that, I need to see a decent video.
No, it's actually it's not like a. Hold on, let me get it up. It's not like a huge video. It's just a point, because she keeps talking about fighting and all this nonsense, right? And she doesn't know what it is to fight. She doesn't know what it is to.
I've seen this.
And I want to tell this story, and I don't know the exact story, so I'm not going to tell the exact story of this guy. But this is Sir Nicholas Winton, okay? And what he's accredited with, why he is important, he is a fighter, all right? He saw a war breaking out. He saw danger to well over 600 Czechoslovakian children who were almost predominantly Jewish, okay, and knew that their lives were going to be in danger. And he arranged for them to be transported away from Czechoslovakia, and they're alive. Well, at the filming of this, I don't know if they're still alive today, but this was in 1988.
The year I was born.
They were alive because of him, a good portion of this audience, and he has no idea. And I want to just let this clip play. There's no sound with it. I'll just talk while it's going on. He has no idea.
This woman this woman beside him is one of the children he helped save.
The entire audience is nothing but people that he rescued. That's a fighter right there. Didn't lift a weapon.
Yeah, the host asks if anyone, after this little interaction, the host asks if anyone is in the audience who was one of those children, will you please stand up? And the entire audience, as you can see.
Well, there we go.
That's what a real fighter is, Peggy Hall. That's a war right there worth standing up for and fighting against. This anti-mask bullshit, this is fucking nonsense. You're hurting people. You're putting people in precarious positions, not just for, your own personal gain and your own political ideology. You have no idea what you're talking about. You're not a doctor. Sit your dumb ass down, turn off your video camera, put on a mask, and fall in line, or get the fuck out of the way, because you're not a fighter and you're not fighting in a war. This guy was, and he did everything he did without picking up a single fucking weapon.
And you
You're
know
no-
what's remarkable about him as well, when it comes to humility, she's all about her voice, her opinion trumps everything. What's remarkable about him was he never told his family for 50 odd years. He never told his family, not even his wife, about what he
Wow.
had done. And the reason being is because he had 47 children, I think it was, ready to come to Britain at the time. And the train was stopped at the last fucking moment and rerouted to Auschwitz. So he never spoke a word of it until that moment, until that fucking show. His grandchildren found a trunk in the attic with all the children's names with the log and brought it to the BBC. He never told a damn soul about the children that he helped save because of the children he lost. He didn't think he did enough. That's a fucking hero.
Hear this bitch fucking Peggy Hall, right? Here she is fucking acting like she's some kind of like freedom fighter that's standing up against this oppressive machine that I'm sure she probably calls them both Nazis and commies. So that's probably her outlook on the machine of population that goes against what she's saying. And she sees herself as a freedom fighter. She's a piece of shit. She has no grasp on, no self-awareness of what she is or what she's doing to anybody.
I mean, it's remarkable. It's remarkable.
I just don't get the entire, at the back of the mind, what's playing through their heads when they see like the stuff going on in India, Brazil. They must know people who have died or have at least been affected by this, and just be going, no, it's all about control, none of it's real, or masks don't work. It's like, how does your brain even come to that conclusion? What crazy stuff are you watching to start with, or reading, or anything like that, to think that a mask doesn't have any effect, or that this isn't going to work, or that, I mean, the entire anti-vaxxer movement, it's like, how does your brain get to that point in life to just ignore modern science or anything like that and think it's a clever thing? I don't know.
Well, it hurts. It hurts your head. It hurts my heart. It doesn't even hurt my head. It hurts my heart because, again, what they're doing is they're putting vulnerable people at risk. Who is it? My cousin's son. We had a bit of a hiccup there the other day. My sister was bringing her daughter to a football match, a real football match. Now, FIFA football, not fake football.
What
football.
The little kids play on the little rectangular fields, with their feet and the circular ball.
Proper football. So she was, my niece nearly had her heart broken because she may not have been able to go. And the reason being is because my cousin's child was in my sister's car the day before. And that evening was tested positive for the virus.
Oh, damn.
The child is 3. He's 3. And so Millie almost didn't get to go to her football match, and it was just absolutely heartbreaking. And that's the other side that people are not seeing. It's the social aspect. The longer these people, these Karens are able, these anti-vaxxers are able to spread their message of hate, the longer we have to go in lockdown because the rates are too high.
That's another thing I want to point out, because I always speak, I always try to speak from a libertarian point of view, because I'm not really a right or a left-leaning guy. I'm more of a centrist. I'd rather the government not put too much into my life, put their nose too much into my life, and I'm okay with that. And so I can understand where people are like, if I don't want to wear a mask, I shouldn't have to. And I would get behind that if it was you that was affected by not wearing the mask. The reason I can't get behind that is because it's not you who's being affected by that. It's the people around you. And because when they say, oh, but my rights, your rights end where mine begin. What do you not get? Why do you think your rights are any more important than mine? Should I be allowed to just infringe on your rights as long as I'm doing it first? I mean, is that the way it works? Because if so, then what I'll do is I'll wait till you're sleeping and I'll go infringe on your right to privacy within your home. And you can't say anything because that's my right to movement. And I'm just claiming my right to movement. Your home just happened to be in the way of my footsteps. So I just walked right in your door and hey, fuck your privacy. Now, if you would have talked about your privacy and right to privacy first, then my right to movement would have been null and void. That's not how it works.
Exactly.
We put a value on certain privacies as a society.
Well,
You
the,
know,
o-
we
the other thing with it, like I haven't spoken about it much, mainly because it is upsetting, but it undervalues the role that our healthcare providers have actually, and our teachers as well have actually provided. Because I had 5 aunts who were nurses. 5 out of 7 were nurses, and 3 of them ended up with COVID. 1 of them recovered quickly, 1 of them recovered after a while, and the other slipped into a coma before Christmas. The week before Christmas, she slipped into a coma. And her daughter, who was also a nurse, also had COVID really bad. She was in the ICU. Her daughter did not recover well enough until mid-February, where they were finally able to turn off the machines for my aunt. Do not tell me COVID is not real. No.
Crafty, do you remember there was a seatbelt advert? I think it was probably from the 90s. It'd never get aired nowadays. One of these, please wear your seatbelt, blah, blah, blah. And it was the family with the teenage son in the back seat who didn't wear a seatbelt. Do you remember that one?
Vaguely, I think.
Vaguely. So for everyone in the audience, things like that, it was a great way to try and encourage people to wear seatbelts, saying, yeah, you don't have to wear your seatbelt, even though it's the law and things like that. But here's why you should. And the family of 3 got in the car. The dad was driving, the mum was sat in the passenger seat, and the son was sat behind. And the son was like, oh, I don't want to wear my seatbelt. I was like, fine. They had to emergency brake at like 40 miles an hour. So the son went forward. The mother's seatbelt kept her in place. The dad's seatbelt kept him in place. They didn't go through the windows. The dad was fine. The son was fine because all he did was headbutt his mum in the back of the head. She didn't get out that car. And I wish, obviously I don't wish that had happened to anyone, but I wish there was some kind of hard-hitting adverty thing for people to see so they can relate to something they do in their everyday lives. So this is why you should wear a mask. These are the horrible things that can happen. Because it's there. We have the information. We understand all that. And yet people are still stupid enough to put other people at risk because of, as the team said, their rights. And it's like, no.
But again, it's sacrificing. It's the idea that their rights trump society, and that's the problem. Just really quickly, Dildo Baggins is leaving, and David is leaving as well. Welp, I need to head out. Good to have you, man. Really, really good to see you. Yeah, I mean, there was one that really got to me very, very early. And it was like that was the speed driving. And at one stage, the car just flips over into a backyard and kills children sitting around in a circle. Like, and it just, I remember watching, I think I was 9 or 10, absolutely traumatized. So yeah, I know exactly that shock horror, that trauma, the shock treatment. It can work, but again, you're talking about people who have lived for the last 40 years under a system that told them, that has A, undermined democracy left, right, and center, and B, told them that individualism is more important than collectivism. So
I think it's a mix. I think it's a mix of the two. I think you'll find a good mix if you take the good parts of individualism and you mix it with the 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 good parts of collectivism. I said when you do that, you get this ability to remain yourself and a freedom of expression, a freedom of ideas. Even though I'm against religion, a freedom of religion. I do believe it's important to allow people to have the right to believe whatever they want to believe. I don't see anything wrong with that whatsoever. Nor do I see a problem wrong with people who do believe. I don't think that in itself is a problem. I think the problem when it comes to believers is when you get somebody like how some of my family are, who try to force the ideas upon you. That's when I have a problem with it. Or when they try to replace science with belief. Then I say, hey, well, hold on, what about this? But a good mix of individualism and collectivism, because we were talking about this the other. I'm so glad you brought it up. I had a debate between what was a better idea, anarcho-capitalism or anarcho-communism. And in both instances, you're talking about anarchy, where you're taking government away, which is not what I want. When I say I'm not a hardcore libertarian, I understand the need for seatbelt laws and certain other things, but inside the home, I'd just rather the government stay out of my life inside the home. But when we were talking about this with them, PhD Tony came on and he brought up a real good question. He was like, in both of your proposed societies, how would medical information be spread out and how would a mass vaccine be spread out?
Yeah.
And neither one of them could give an answer that could satisfy, positively satisfy Tony's question. Like in both of them, neither group would be able to spread a vaccine because there is no unity, there is no government, there is no collectivism when it comes to the science. The science actually is whoever has the money in anarcho-capitalism. And anarcho-communism, the science belongs to the neighborhood that governs itself. With each person and the hierarchy, however that works.
It's idealism, really. Yeah, Christ. Personally, I would be for regulatory capitalism. So if you look back in the 1930s, and I mean early 1930s in the States, after the Depression, what happened was capitalism got itself in gear alongside, and you had business owners and government working together to try and put a lid on how much exploitation can happen in a society. And what you ended up having was the likes of the Glass-Steagall Act, where you couldn't intertwine investment banking with personal banking. What happened was there was a real proper taxation law that companies were happy to pay, by the way. And you saw individualism absolutely rife in the proper way, but it was also controlled. That when, yes, individualism was respected, your individual thoughts, your individual aspirations was respected, but there was also an understanding that when push comes to shove, we don't just live in an economy, we live in a society. And with that society comes specific rules. They may be unwritten, so let's write a few of them down. Some of them were written down, and they were written down by Franklin D. Roosevelt. And they were supposed to be, or his plan was to bring them in after the war, but he never saw the end of the war. The likes... now, whether or not that was a push too far, at the time, a lot of business owners were actually in favor of the new Bill of Rights. As soon as the opportunity was to have them fucking shot to pieces after the war, yeah, they fucked them out. But when they were being negotiated, it was actually accepted and was actually supported by many, many people on all levels of society, not just on the bottom, not just at the top. And so when you have regulatory capitalism that runs properly, you can see the benefit of individualism working side by side, understanding that we live in a collective society.
Yeah.
And so that's the kind of society that I would like to see. Now, I can't tell you exactly what it looks like. I can tell you what it looked like back then when it worked. But again,
Here's something I want to point out. Like, a lot of people don't realize that we're about to move into a new age, right?
Yes.
When we talk about different forms of economies and different forms of government, we have to realize that at some points, a certain form of government or a certain form of, discussing these things wouldn't have made much sense. For instance, in the 1800s, or we'll go back even further into the 1400s, it wouldn't have been sensible to talk about an economy that has automation. So every time every time we move into new technological ages, our ideas of what communism, capitalism, liberalism, conservatism, conservatives, the new conservatives are not going to be the same as the current conservatives, because they're going to be conservative about ideas that were developed after the previous conservatives, like the new generation of conservatives. So it's always going to change. It's a constantly moving and flowing idea of governance and economics that has to coexist. We have to find the best way to coexist with that. I pose this question to anybody out there that sides real hard with communism or real hard with capitalism. I'm going to ask you the question. That let's say we send a group of scientists to Alpha Centauri because we feel there's a planet that can be habitable there. Let's say we've already sent probes. They've sent us message back, says Earth, yes, Earth 2.0, and it's guaranteed to work, okay? Guaranteed to work, but we're still going to only send 100 scientists out, 100 people out to go at least establish everything. When we send those people out, are we sending them out to expect them to go over there and immediately set up a capitalistic society? That would never work. You would have to, every person, you're dealing with 100 people who are going to rely on each other for life and existence and health. So probably they'll adopt a more communist way of doing things. And then when billions and billions and billions of people over there may be some sort of capitalist society that has developed out of that communistic way, or the communistic ideology that the founding colonists had to survive on. So things will always change, but we're moving into a new era, and that new era is going to be capitalism under automation, which is going to require communism to step up. So that's what I see coming. I think it works out for everybody. It works out for the capitalists, works out for the communists or the socialists. It works out for everybody, and it's an unfortunate it's an unfortunate thing we cannot move from. It is a future that we will have no matter what, because we are going to automation. It's already happening. Mm-hmm. It's in our future. So
very true. It's very true. And I'll probably do an Eye on Society on automation, because it is an interesting one.
Yeah.
But it's something that we've always had to deal with. We've always dealt with trying to develop tools to make our lives easier. It's it's on a greater scale at the moment, to which we never dreamed of 3,000 years ago, or 2,000 years ago, or even 500 years ago. But we were always developing tools to make our lives easier. Like that goes without saying. And it's just how we adapt to that. When it came to automation, when it came to
almost had me saying automation.
Yeah. Right?
It's such a pretty word. It's like the other day when I told somebody, I think it was PhD Tony, I told him that I wanted to be an explorator one day, and it's just, instead of an explorer, why not just be an explorer? No, I want to be an explorator.
Well, you see, people know that I can't do two things at once, and at the moment, I'm setting up Life on the Flip Side for Sunday as well. So, but when it comes to automation, we had the same issue when it came to the Industrial Revolution initially, and then we had another one when it came to vehicles. When it came to motor vehicles, there was a huge industrialization there. There was a huge influx saying, and then when it came to machinery taking over in plants, in factories, that was another thing. So we've always been leading to the point of trying to use machines or trying to use tools to make our lives easier, and it hasn't always translated to everyone having an easier life. But it's always something that we have dealt with. It's always something that we have evolved with.
Yeah, so capitalism thrives under efficiency, right? So the
Yeah.
ultimate goal of a capitalist is to get a product out for the maximum value that costs him the minimum amount of resources to create. Okay, whether they be money or product, like rare metals or whatever the case may be. So that's always the goal. That's why I say automation is something that's guaranteed to happen. Like you can already see it. Like think of it like this: the person who flips the burger at McDonald's, and I'm not shaming this person whatsoever. It is a necessity in our society because we rely on fast food. That is a truth. They are essential workers, in my opinion. So, or at least the job is essential, not the worker, but the job is essential. So if we have to put a human in there, we have to put a human in there. But machines, they don't get sick. They don't need time off. They might go down and you might need to do maintenance on them. That could happen. I'm not denying that. But there's the lack of a human element to that. You pay one time for the machine and then you pay electricity moving forward, and it can do the job better than a human can. Because it has sensors that say, oh, your mustard's low. Let's change out the mustard. Well, do you need someone to change out the mustard, or can you now have this assembly line that goes down and unscrews a bottle, picks it up, drops a new bottle in, screws it on, and boom, that's done. No human needed. Now that's it to a job, to a business like McDonald's, where they would be reduced in the amount of waste that they have, wasted materials that they have. The wasted time that they spend on employees, the wasted theft from employees, because theft happens. Look it up. The stats in America don't lie. The people that steal most from businesses are the employees themselves. So, and I'm not here to judge or criticize or anything like that. It just happens. But with a robot, much of that would never happen. And the thing is, or would rarely happen, let's say with the mechanical failures or whatnot. I mean, you're obviously still going to have it, but it becomes so much more efficient for McDonald's. So why would McDonald's continue to hire a human to do what a robot can do more efficiently? They make more money. That's the idea. Satisfy the shareholders, satisfy the business owners, satisfy everybody who has something invested in the positive outcome of that business, the success of that business. They do not want to see waste. They don't want to see lower efficiency numbers. And that is unfortunately pushing us to a society we're going to have to do something, or else we're going to face mass unemployment. And that we can't deal with right now. We cannot allow that to happen.
I'm going to have to drag you on to some of the Ion societies, because these discussions, these are the proper discussions that I have either on Keelah Talks, where it's more my opinion, and Ion societies, because we take a deeper look. But it's obvious that you have a lot to say and people want to hear you say it. I'm sorry. I'm going to keep pushing that.
And that's why I believe in I don't understand the concept of not doing free education in America. I just don't get it. No, I understand. Here's my belief. I think that when you get out of high school, if you qualify to go on for free, even if you don't, let's say every student who graduates high school should be allowed to at least attempt college, because from the government's perspective, a smarter population is a less expensive population to take care of. So from my perspective, putting the extra $30,000 into a 19-year-old for 4 years, to get a basic education, is going to cost the government less than $30,000 moving forward. Now, you're obviously going to get the people who say, I don't want to go to college. I don't care if it's free. I'm done. Okay, fine. You're done. You got your high school education. You have the general education needed to live an adult life in society. But why do we not encourage children to go to schools? Even the best schools. We need those people in our society, and we don't value them. Who do we value? The basketball players, the football players.
Yes, exactly.
The people who are just, I'm not saying they're not smart, but they're not the people in, like, when you just look at the entire population in general of professional athletes, they don't have the same education as the entire general population of scientists, and we don't value scientists. We value entertainment over education. What kind of fucking society do we live in? We don't care about our future. Otherwise, we wouldn't do that. I'm not saying you guys out there, because y'all are here listening to us talk. So you obviously understand the importance of what we're saying. And you probably agree with us for the most part. But entertainment, it's important. And I don't want to take away from its value, but science is, man, we need that. We need our scientists to be paid the money we're paying our athletes.
Team, do more science. Do more science.
I think
This is what I've been telling you. Hang on, this is what I've been telling you for fucking 6 months. Do more science. But we are going to get out of here because Team Skeptic does have a live stream very, very soon. Very
Cats
soon.
and them aren't done, and I have to.
Cats and them are never going to be done.
Yeah, what I'm probably I would rather sit here and talk with you, Keelah. To be honest with you,
I can go for another
do my
2
live
hours.
stream.
I'm good.
I can do my live stream tomorrow in the afternoon before Fight does his tomorrow night or something. Like, I gotta have it. I have a really cool thing that I'm trying to. Man, okay, I'll announce it here, right? Not announce everything, but I want to announce something to be clear. I've been investing in my own future over the past 2 months. I've put pretty much every.
This is the thing that we were talking about the other day.
I'm not sure if I remember talking with you, but I'm not sure if I talked to you about this. There's a few things that I'm doing.
Hang on. Before you start this story, myself and Team Skeptic were talking a couple of days ago. I think it was last Thursday or something like that. And he brought up this thing about accents and asked me, "Do I sound very Texan?" Do you remember this?
Yes. Listen.
Say it.
God.
Say it. Say it. Say the word.
I do not think I have a country bumpkin accent. All right. So we have 40 people watching right now. And I'm gonna ask you guys, because y'all know what the TV Texan looks like, the guy that I'm talking about, like right now, riding my horse into Walmart. Yeah, yeehaw. You know, that guy. I think I have a Texas twang, but I don't sound like I'm from Texas. Until, of course, I say one fucking word and everybody thinks I'm a goddamn hillbilly. So I'm gonna say the word and you put a 1 in the chat. And don't be mean, be serious. You put a 1 in the chat if you think I sound like I'm a fucking hillbilly. Put a 2 in the chat if I sound like I'm saying it right. All right. Now here's the word.
Can I put one? Yeah, hang on. Can I put 1 in the chat first? Before you even say it, because
yeah, because you heard me. Okay.
Go for it.
Antenna.
That's so.
That's like I'm saying it right. What is ever what? Say barman.
What's the what?
SB, bro. Hold on,
bro. I put 2.
You put exactly.
See, they're no. See, now they're being nice instead of being honest. They're being nice.
honest. All right, Doctor Who says say all right.
Wait.
I died all right.
Yeah, see, Texan.
No, that's not Texan. I just said all right.
Barman.
Like that's a normal way of saying all right.
Yes,
all right. Say antenna.
Antenna.
That's what I just said. You say it. Yeah. Go ahead, sarcastic barman. Please say it.
Antenna.
That's what I said. Antenna.
Antenna.
That's not. I didn't go antenna. I said antenna.
It does. There is that slight. If I didn't hear it quite right, I would think you almost did say Montana, but still, I'm taking the piss.
Montana.
It's just the end of it. If you miss the start, like no, it's definitely antenna. It's fine.
Antenna. The way we pronounce it is ENN. The way you're pronouncing it is EANN.
My brother says the same thing, and I'm telling you, I wrote it out, and then I read it as I wrote it. Antenna.
Antenna.
Hold on, never again. You really can't say it. I am saying it. Antenna.
Oh, Christ, where's the tequila? Where's the tequila?
I drank it.
I have a slight twang, says V. Rankin. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Tusk has it right. Aw. Actually, I've changed my mind.
I'm a bumpkin. Whatever, Tusk.
I love it. I love your accent.
Jesus.
I told you this. I've told you this on many live streams.
Hey, I speak normally. I don't know how y'all speak, but I speak normally. What was the other word? All right. Like that's all right.
Say it 3
I'm not
times.
saying like let me try to be bumpkinish about it, right? I'd be like, all right. And I'm not saying it all
No.
right. I'm saying all right.
You're still saying it just without the emphasis. Without the
That's not-
over
it's-
embellishment. Without the
that's-
over embellishment, but you're
I'm
still
not-
saying it in the same way.
It is so different. It is. Listen, all right. That's me embellishing it. Okay. Now let me get it all out of my mouth so that way I'm not accidentally putting it forward. Okay. All right. All right. All right.
How can you not hear it? That's my question.
So similar.
right.
Okay. Before I break completely, go into your story.
All right. Yeehaw is nothing. That's normal to me. Yeehaw.
Oh Christ.
I can go Texan. It's not the fucking same Tusk. Tatty, I can hit anything. I can do the anything Texan. Like I'm good with that. But I have to try.
Oh my God, yes.
Dude, Bones' his sister for real.
Oh God.
I'm dying here. Okay, get to your story before I actually
yeah, so I've
break.
been investing in myself for like the past 2 months. Every dollar I'd saved up, it's all gone into one project. And I'm not gonna speak on it because I don't like talking about my chickens before they hatch and grow, to be honest. But I have put all my money in something that can possibly be an investment for my future and my son's future and my brother's future. Like, pretty much it's a family business I'm starting, and it's taken a lot out of me in the past month. And of course, well, really, I started about 2 months ago, and the past month it's been real hard on me because I have to write contracts up and quite frankly, I've got to go out and do some door-to-door shit, not door-to-door selling of anything because I'm not really selling a product or anything. I'm just it's part of my investment and part of something I'm working on, and it's looking promising. I'll be honest with you guys. Like I said, I don't like talking about it before it happens, but it's looking promising, and it's taken a lot out of me. So having to take this month and be a little slow on this month, it might have hurt a bit on my channel, but it was an investment in my future. So, and I've got something I'm working on with Cats and another individual who I'm not going to announce. That'll be a surprise. But me and Cats are working on something with somebody that may be really, really entertaining for our community. Crafty, you will be a part of it. Probably you too, Sarcastic Barman.
Yay.
When we get to the point where we're
As long as it's not, hang on, as long as it's not Dr. Peel.
No. Okay, so let me okay. So first off, I got to get a promise from everybody that's watching this that we're not going to make this a thing until it's announced as being a thing. Okay, that's what I have to get that from everybody. So I'm not saying this is going to happen. What I'm telling you is this is the idea that we're working on, but there's only 40 people here. So that's as small enough for me to share and not big enough to get out to everybody in the community. Me and Cats are working on something very similar to we're not working on it yet. We're talking the idea through. I'm working on something that's similar to what the Internet Historian does. So I don't know if any of you guys watch the Internet Historian, but he tells stories, and he has a pretty cool animator, and that's the person we're keeping as a secret as who the animator is. We're not going to talk about that, but it's going to be something similar to that, with very funny, very comedic. And we're going to be using people like Crafty Keelah, Sarcastic Barman, the other people that are in this community. We're going to be using you guys as voice actors. So it is something that's the idea. We're not using you. We'll give you the opportunity, and there'll be money involved and whatnot. But we'll talk about all that when we get to it. Right now, me and Conspiracy Cats believe that it's a good idea and one worth pursuing.
So
So
if conspiracy cats is involved, add another 2 years onto this before it actually happens.
well, we'll have
I
we'll
love
have
them.
an
I love
idea.
cats.
We'll have an idea of how it goes, right?
Yeah.
The idea that we've already discussed is beautiful and by itself, but we haven't really locked anything down, and I don't want to get anybody's hopes up or say this is a for sure thing because Katz is a busy person. I'm a busy person. Our animator is an extremely busy person, so it's not going to be something that you would get a video every day from or every week. Hell, you might only get one video every couple of months on that channel, but that video is going to be fucking rocking. So
people are kind of used to that when they're waiting for me to put out a challenging conspiracy. So it is coming. It is coming eventually.
Well, right now I'm really
That's awesome.
I'm
That's
excited about it. I agree with you on certain things like the Karen things. Like it gets kind of old. All these topics get old to me. And that's why I'm always constantly looking for something new. And I try to phase one thing in as I phase one thing out. I did that with the flat earth, as I started bringing Karen videos in, I started doing less and less flat earth until I was doing nothing but Karen videos. And I know there's going to be like, I can just see it. It's coming. The anti-mask videos are dying out slowly, little at a time. There's less and less videos out. So, which is fine, but because there's more and more anti-vax videos, there's more and more Facebook live streams of people preaching anti-vax nonsense. And there's a huge army on Reddit that is constantly recording them and documenting it. So thank you to all the people on Reddit who are probably not watching this stream, but whatever. But thank you to all the people on Reddit who actually document stuff like that and put it up there for the public to get their eyes on it before it gets deleted. You guys rock.
Awesome. I can't wait for that. I can't wait to see what happens with it. Really quickly, I'm going to go through super chats and then I'm going to end at an appropriate time. We've been going for nearly 2 hours. I did say it would only be like an hour, but like I don't mind because we're having
kept
fun.
Me here, you dickweed.
Yeah, I'm a bitch. How does nobody understand this yet? I'm a total fucking bitch. Like, how dare I grace your screens with entertainment? God damn it. Right, so we'll get to the super chats and then we'll chill out stuff and I'll go home and I can probably sleep. Probably. I say probably. It is a Friday night, so I probably won't. But let's try. Right, so for £2, we have Tusk saying... I'm just going to say Tusk because it actually makes a lot more sense when I say Tusk is a big feckin' Egypt and a little bollocks too. Yeah. Sorry, Tusk. Godless Scummer for £2 says the paranoia is strong in this one. Yeah. She's absolutely fucking mental. And she's
who said that? Godless Scummer?
Yeah. She's so devout in her thoughts. It's scary. I'm
gonna try. It is. That was I did not see that super chat, but that was a really good super chat. I like using like Neander Karens and other forms of paranoia is such a great word.
Hashtag paranoia in the chat.
I'm using that.
Remember where it started, people. Hashtag paranoia in the chat. It started with Godless Scummer. Right. Oh, for fuck's sake, do I really have to read this name? Keelah's right eyebrow named Franklin. Again, I'm so confused. For two US dollars says hashtag me. Okay. Tusk for £2 says I've changed my mind. Tusk can have a dragon. No dragon for Tusk. Again, hashtag no dragon for Tusk. Tusk does not get a dragon. He just can't have one.
Tusk is special. I think he should be allowed to name your middle eyebrow.
If I had a middle eyebrow, maybe.
You have a middle eyebrow. You look like, I'm not even going to. You look like Anthony Davis when he came out of high school or out of college. Y'all probably don't know who that is, but go look at it. He fucking defines the brow. Not a boomer. That guy he's young. Wow.
Critical cripple for critical cripple. For $3.33, a goat strapped with wings strapped on. Yes. Tusk can have a goat when we strap on some wings, and you can call that it's called a goat dragon. Yeah, you can have one of them, but not a real dragon because they don't exist. Ox for $2 says no dragons on Friday. Absolutely. Tattie-bogle for £5 says, "Hi Peggy, if you're watching, which she's not, you are a cold, ungrateful, nasty troll. Love Tatty XX." I love that.
I get it.
She's a see you next Tuesday.
Yeah, see you next Tuesday. I like when you said that, Barman.
Basically, she's a cunt. For anyone waiting for me to say the word, she's a cunt. People like when I say cunt for some reason. For TTF 3700, 10 Aussie dollars didn't have a message. So if you want to send a message, you are more than welcome to send me a message. Just tag me in the chat like now or very soon. Feed the goat to the dragon. No, you don't feed the goat to the dragon. That's just mean.
Oh, did you see? Hold on. Did you see my last Karen video? Oh, you were on my mind when I was watching the source video the first time. At the end of the video, right? She's getting into her car and she's like, the person's driving off and yelling at her, and she's yelling back, and she's like, "You should come to my house. You could pet my goats." And I was just like, "Oh, Crafty, stop being."
Keelah has to watch this.
I'm just gonna call her the American Crafty Keelah, the American Keelah.
For £5, just a few more. Team try hee haw, you did, or yeehaw. Again,
Oh, yeah.
Keelah's right eyebrow named Franklin. Fuck you, Tusk. $2 says #spread the word. That was in relation to your keeping things secret. And Linda at speed for $5 says excellent stream, Crafty, good guests.
Correction, great guest.
Great
and
guest.
I would agree with you. I am a great guest.
Well, Barman definitely is. Barman just rules.
Sometimes,
I'm just trying to be as cool as Barman. I mean,
aren't we all?
But you could be extra cool. You could come on my show called See You Next Tuesday. On a Tuesday, I'll have to email you in the background and arrange something if you're up for it.
And also,
I don't know what my going rate is right now. I'm just kidding.
I've got some buttons.
I need to get you on Whiskey Wednesday. That's
fuck
what
yeah.
No, that needs to fucking. I'll come on See You Next Tuesday. That's not a problem. You can count me in on that. But when am I going to get a sarcastic barman Whiskey Wednesdays? How can we have a Whiskey Wednesdays without an actual fucking barman there?
well,
It makes no fucking sense. And you seem
I'm
like the type of person
quite
that can
happy to come
handle
on
my
one.
fucking
here's the thing.
my degeneracy. So when I drink,
here's the thing, team. I'll tell you after the stream, but you're not allowed to tell Barman. Okay.
okay.
Is this about the visit?
I'm gonna visit Barman. I'm gonna tell you when I'm visiting, but you're not allowed to tell Barman.
Okay. I mean, I don't like Barman anyway, so I'll talk you out of it.
Now, there's a few of us going to invade Barman's very soon. Well, not very soon.
Man,
but
if I ever get out there, we're gonna have to have another invade Barman.
Well, here's the thing. I've roped a few people, including Cats. So Cats is gonna come.
Oh my gosh! Now I really want to go. I'm gonna go fucking push to get a vaccine. So I'm like go put on a wig and paint my face and make myself look old so I can get the vaccine now.
I'm gonna say nothing.
Demon's planning for is it around September, October? I think roughly they're hoping.
Oh, I'll have it by then.
That'd be cool.
Yeah, apparently there's been a lot of the vaccine produced and shipped down to the, I guess, I don't know if it was just Texas or the southern part of the United States. So I think I'll be able to get mine pretty quick. I'm almost ready anyway. So.
Well, I'm looking forward to invading the Barman.
Yeah.
And
once I have my vaccine passport, I'll be able to go.
He's not going to know when it is. That's the fun part. So stock up on the fucking whiskey, you prick, because
I've got whiskey.
Lots of it. Proper whiskey. Proper. No, that's not proper whiskey.
Barman, I got a question.
Whiskey.
Yes,
I got a question. Jura Scotch, yes or no?
Yeah. I can't remember the last time I drank that. To be fair, so I couldn't give an honest opinion. I'm
All
not
right,
a huge whiskey
Jameson.
person. Jameson's I've had
Oh.
recently, but
Mm.
I will drink. I'm rum. I like my rum.
So do
Give me a
I.
nice bottle of
We can't
Kraken,
do
Sailor
Rum
Jerry,
Wednesdays.
Old
I-
J.
I was
Rum
not
Wednesdays
able.
doesn't roll off the tongue
Yeah.
like
It
Whiskey
doesn't, no.
Wednesdays.
I was not able to do rum until I went to Cuba and had actual rum. And what we were doing was we were helping out, working on farms and stuff. So we would start at like 4 o'clock in the morning and we'd be done by midday. And so from midday, there was like 50 of us in this camp that when it was paid for us. Yay, trade unions. But we ended up from about midday right through until about 12:30, 1 o'clock in the morning, just sitting there drinking rum. It was crazy.
Well,
Nice.
Chris Durham just informed me that Biden said that all people 16 years and older can get a vaccine. So I'm gonna have to wait for 2 more years. Wait, is it mental age of 16 or older or physical? I'm well surpassed the physical ages, but mentally, you might actually have a good point.
apparently, Barwife did say Jaeger only, and I like
Yeah.
Jägermeister.
Oh no.
But I'm not only going. I can't just drink Jägermeister. I can drink a full bottle of Black Barrel whiskey, Jameson Black Barrel whiskey, like proper whiskey.
Yummy.
Not a fucking bother. Not a bother. In a night, I can do it. I'll be fucking dying the next day, but I can do it. I prefer not to, but Jaeger I can only only have in small quantities. It's just
Oh no!
not-
Go through bottles of Jaeger on a
Muck.
good night.
Yeah, licorice? Are we really freaking acting like we're like
but
11
you
years
put the
old?
Jägermeister in the freezer. You have it with
Jesus.
Monster, and it's great in between all the
Ah.
pints.
I'm
But
gonna have
it's
to teach
muck.
you how to drink.
A barman that doesn't know how to drink that's
I'm gonna have to teach him. I will teach him the American way.
American.
All right.
As long as it's not with light beer.
No, oh, I love light beer too.
Okay, I'm leaving now because it's 1 a.m. I need sleep.
No, I actually okay. So, like, I get it, right? I get it. All the different flavors of beer and all the creativity people can have, I get it. But cotton candy sour, right? Cotton candy sour is not good. All right, maybe it's good where y'all come from, but here in America, in Dallas, in Deep Ellum, it's not fucking good. And I don't care that people want to. Oh my God! Taste the cotton candy stout. It's great. No, Miller Lite, Bud Light, Coors Light. That gets me through my day. It's cheap. I will drink. Was it what? Pabst Blue Ribbon. I will drink that until I'm a fucking fish. Not like I'm a fish in water. No, until I'm an actual fucking fish, I will drink Pabst Blue PBR.
Wait. Does this mean you're not a fish?
I am not a fish.
Sorry. It just reminded me. Do you know what it reminded me of? Of the lawyer who went on Zoom and like, I'm not a cat.
I'm not a cat. I promise you, Judge, I'm not a cat. Yeah, we get it. We get it, sir. Basic trigonometry does make a good point. The other day I was drinking some fairly decent Black Barrel whiskey and I was talking about it, and then I reached over and grabbed my cup to fill it up, and it was like a styrofoam plastic whatever cup, like from Wendy's. You know what I mean? Like,
do you not have a beer horn?
I am not a fucking high life kind of guy. Okay, I don't even drink High Life because it's a bit fucking pretentious to drink High Life, Miller High Life beer when there's Miller Lite available. So I don't live the High Life. I put my whiskey in the cup that's sitting next to me. Right now, it happens to be a Burger Street cup full of sweet tea. I would drink all the sweet tea out, rinse it out with water to get all the extra sugary shit out, and then put more ice in it, and then fill it up with Black Barrel whiskey. Put some Dr. Pepper in. I got to drink all night, bud. You know, I'm good.
I love the accent. Frankie Fish says, I'm a fish, though. You're not Creaky Blinder. You do have an accent.
I honestly do not think I have an accent. Was I speaking with an accent? Barman, you're impartial to this. Was I speaking with an accent just now?
Yes.
Oh my God, was I really? I've got to go back and listen to it. That was not intentional. I was just speaking from the heart.
Miller High Life is pretentious. Just saying. And speaking of
It
Chris
is
Durham,
Chris Durham. It is. You know what I'm talking about. There's Miller Lite out there.
speaking of Chris Durham will be joining us on Life on the Flip Side, myself and Steam and Cup of Reason. It's on Steam and Cup of Reason's channel this week. Chris will be joining us. It's going to be awesome. So make sure you're subscribed, people,
Chris is
to
great.
Steam and Cup of Reason.
Tusk is calling me hillbilly. He says whiskey needs to be served in a lead crystal glass.
Yeah.
A lead crystal glass? What?
I don't know what that means. Yeah, that's like sounds dangerous.
Just even a crystal cut glass is quite happily.
I have a shot glass. What are you talking about? That's crystal cut.
Oh.
It's a
Mike-
NASA shot
Where
glass.
are my
too.
nice glasses? One sec.
Commander
Mike
Dark
71, hang on. Mike 71 just commit a very terrible crime in the chat. Creaky has no accent. Creaky has
yes, he does.
no accent. No, what accent? What accent? He doesn't have
What accent? Right?
In fairness, how that started up was just brilliant. Fucking genius.
50K. Shout out to Creaky Blinder.
Yeah, hell yeah. I'm so excited for him. He's been waiting for that for a long time. Well earned.
Right.
Yes, you have a mild accent. Don't let them bug you. I'm not.
I love the
I
accent.
don't have a fucking accent.
I love the accent.
Now I'm thinking about it. Now I probably do have an accent because I'm
giving you a
actually
complex.
physically thinking about it right now.
Thor Rasmussen says, "Who's Dr. Peel? I keep hearing about him." Well, Dr. Peel is this big, giant, inflatable banana that lives out the back of a gobshite, basically.
Yes.
Not the back end of a gobshite, the backyard of a gobshite. I'm not even going to say his fucking name. He's an asshole.
Right, here we go. I have what we need to drink beer out of. Am I right to put my cam on, Crafty?
Yes, go ahead.
Cool. Where's the what? I hate Streamlabs. There we go. So that's what you want to drink your beer out of.
Well, where am I looking at?
If
Hang
I
on.
look at the stream or at StreamYards itself. There we go.
Oh, God damn it. Yeah, I need one of them. How do I get one of them?
You don't.
Yeah.
You have
My
to
amazing
earn
wife
it.
got me that. That was awesome.
You have to earn it by taking down a buffalo and stealing
Buffalo,
your
my ass. That was a goddamn fucking like what are those one? It was like a cyclops, like an old school. Look at the size of that
Cyclops.
fucking thing. That ain't no goddamn fucking four-legged animal walking around. That's a monster that stands fucking 12 feet tall with
Yeah,
one
holds
eyeball
2
and
pints.
3
It's
horns.
great.
That's the
And
middle
then
horn.
There's my little Penderyn whiskey glass just for curves so you can get the smell and everything like that. They gave me these for free.
Critical Cripple, hold on. Critical Cripple has a very important question to ask. Is there a dead dog on your sofa? Because I see it.
Oh, yeah.
It absolutely looks like there's
2
a
dogs.
fucking pathetic
Hang on, I
dead
can show
dog
the
on your
dogs off.
sofa.
Show the dog. Show the pup.
If the eyes were
Yeah, they both
closed, it
are.
wouldn't have been that big of a deal, but they were
You got-
staring at the same spot wide open. That is very, very
Well, you see, I
The
think
2
the
dogs, the
people,
pillow, and the squirrel.
yeah, people notice the pillow more than anything.
Yeah.
Oh, you are fucking mad. I love this chat. I swear. They notice everything. They notice things that I don't even notice. Like,
Yeah. I feel like more people come to my channel to see my dogs because the number of comments I get for the dogs, like, oh, your dogs are the best bits. Oh, thanks.
yeah, you see, people came to my channel just for the goats. They only came for the goats.
Hey, Barman, question. I got a question.
Yes.
Serious question. Okay. Personality question. It could determine whether I like you moving forward or not. What is wrong / right with Tennessee whiskey? Because I don't like that shit. I don't like that shit at all. I'll drink Irish whiskey all day long. But the Tennessee whiskeys like Jim Beam and fucking Jack Daniels, I can't do it. People love that shit, and I can't stand the smell of it.
I have both behind the bar. I think my only experience with Jack Daniels was at my mate's 18th birthday party. And that was, oh, look, we got some whiskey. And it just gets shoved in your face. And it's like, yeah, drink as much of that as you want. It's like, okay, that got me very drunk. Jim Beam, I have got behind the bar. We use it for some cocktails because we've got the sour mash malts.
Yeah.
See, I can appreciate a whiskey or a liqueur from almost anywhere. If it's what you enjoy it. I'm a barman. I'm not a drink snob. It's like, yeah, go. If you enjoy that, drink it. If you don't enjoy it, don't drink it. But Tennessee whiskey, I've not really had a bad one. But then I'm not a whiskey person. I'm a rum person.
Oh, have you had
No, he
have you
hasn't had
had
a bad
have you
one,
had
he just
honey
hasn't-
flavored Jim Beam yet?
He
I'm
just
sorry,
he
go ahead.
hasn't had a bad one. But he hasn't had a good one either.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, that's what he didn't say.
Jack Daniels is piss water. It's not real whiskey. I'm gonna say that now. Fuck Jack Daniels.
Beam is Kentucky bourbon, is what Mike said. He might be right about that. But and here's the thing: I drank some honey, some Jim Beam honey. That was gross. It tasted like a mentholyptus cough drop had been melted into some Jim Beam. I couldn't even taste the liquor, which was fine. I didn't mind not. Jim Beam is not the great. I got a big ass bottle of it, and I still don't even drink it.
I've tried the Jack Daniels honey. That was a bit. Yeah, I didn't buy another bottle of that for the bar.
It's almost what like you almost have to be like one of those people that's like, I drink honey. I drink honey
Yeah.
whiskey. What do you drink? Okay. Peasant.
Oh, that
TTS
was one I've tried. Oh, go on.
TTF says, we also came from the shamrock and the trees. The trees are mighty. The trees are mighty.
When
Yeah.
you say that, do you mean the threes or the foliage in the
The trees. The trees.
That's
team, the
you're
trees.
still not. You didn't answer my fucking question.
They don't care what
Dude.
type of tree, just as long as I say tree.
Yeah,
the way
'cause
that I
even
say
if you
tree.
said- if I
Tree.
said the number 3, you would still go, yeah, tree.
Tree, tree, tree. Tree
Yeah,
and the tree
tree.
and the tree.
What does it sound like when you say tree fitty?
Tree fitty. Sounds
The
a fucking
trees fitting
thing.
into what?
What
No,
can I
I-
get at your bar for tree fitty?
Absolutely
a
sweet. Fuck off.
Pint of bitter, a gin,
A
any of our
water.
spirits.
Really? You have? Oh my God, y'all are killing it out there and outside of America land.
I think my
because
my spirits start at £2. They go up to £3. I think all my gins are £3. A pint of bitter is £3.50. A pint of Moretti lager is £3.90. The local cider is £3.30. So yeah,
I see PhD Tony in the chat.
yeah.
We have
There
to-
is one whiskey I do have to say is shite, and I'd never drink it again, and that's the Fireball cinnamon whiskey stuff.
Ooh,
we had-
Fireball.
Well, we went to Birmingham because it's not far up the road from here for the Fireball tour, and we went to go and see Flogging Molly, fucking amazing band. But they had the whiskey. And I thought, I've got to try. Yeah, okay, yeah, never again.
Jason Hyatt for $2 Canadian says 33 trees.
That's right. But
33
as
trees.
far as Fireball goes, I hate that liquor. Okay, and I hated it before I had this ex-girlfriend that loved it. It had nothing to do with her. But the reason, like, one thing that I associate with it when I see it is like a bunch of poofy-haired girls getting together and just like having a Fireball drinking night. And because I've been a part of that scene, like I've seen it happen in front of my own eyes, and I just associate it with that. But it's the most disgusting thing in the world. It was the only thing she'd drink. Oh, let's do Fireball shots. I'm like, I'd rather drink bleach.
Yeah, cinnamon shouldn't be in a drink.
No, it really shouldn't. Unless you
Have you
want
ever
to
had
burn
cinnamon
your
chicken
fucking throat.
wings? Have you ever? Either one of you ever had cinnamon chicken wings?
No, but I could probably appreciate that. Cinnamon and food I can appreciate, but in a drink,
Yes.
no.
Barman. When I was in the military, I used to bread my own cinnamon chicken wings. Like when I was going through my C school, right? Or no, it was my A school. When I was going through my A school at Great Lakes, right? Yeah, it was my A school. Okay. So anyway, I lived in Wisconsin. I would drive every day, but they don't really feed you there. You really got to go to like the common area where everybody eats, and there's like government food there.
Mhm.
It's cheap. It's not probably you don't even pay a lot, but it's government food. So I would bring in my own chicken wings, and I used to just play around with stuff. I threw some Cajun seasoning in it with a little bit of flour and some breading, and put it together, deep fried it, would take it in. It started becoming really popular. One day, I blew the fuck up because I threw just wanted to play with it. Threw a little bit of cinnamon in there. just sprinkled around a little bit. Rolled the chicken in the cinnamon and with all the other flavorings in there, fried it. The next day, people were flipping out. I want more of that. I never knew it was going to be that good. I just wanted to try it. And oh my God, try it. Don't put too much. You can't do a lot. Just put a little bit. Sprinkle it in the batter before you roll the chicken in it, and then deep fry it and have it. When you taste that cinnamon, the very slight cinnamon mixed with a very slight Creole taste, you're going to need to change your underwear.
I'm telling you, like team, you're the most humble person. I don't know how you stay so humble.
Oh,
Best damn chicken I ever had.
I work really hard to stay this humble. Most of you would appreciate how hard I work. If I wasn't too humble to talk about it in front of 38 people and let everybody know that, it takes up most of my day just working on being humble for a few hours. Like I actually have to meditate about this.
Fucking 200 people showing up in your chat saying, "Take my money, bitch." Zap, zap, zap.
Man, that was supposed to happen. And I really was like, I charged up my zapper for it, man.
No. Team.
No, it's okay.
Team.
I've had a rough month, Crafty. I've had a rough month.
Whoa.
I could use an extra.
You've had a rough month.
18 hours.
You've had a rough month. Therefore, you need to be zapped for 4 hours.
Y'all don't.
Does it provide clarity?
I wish I could be more open about it, but unfortunately, I can't. It's just been hard.
No, it's the zapping thing that I don't like. Whatever's happening is your business, but it's how the fuck does zapping yourself via super chats help with dealing with anything?
It's not me that it helps. It's them that it helps. I'm allowing them to hurt me for $1. But
you're insane.
I am. I like doing it. I'm kind of torn between the two because those streams really do bring in a little bit more. I think people like interacting with it. So I have to remind myself that even though it is bringing in more to do those streams, I want, at least the audience is getting something out of it in return. They are getting they have direct control over my pain.
In fairness, the first time you did one of those streams, I did have a bit of fun.
Yes, you did. And that's why, like, I have the ability to not shock myself unless it's a larger amount.
Yeah.
And I won't do that. I turned that off because I don't want it to be that way. Like I feel bad a lot of times because there's times when people are very generous to me and I am greatly appreciative, and I never want to make anybody feel like I'm not appreciative of it or anything. It's just, I myself, if it's really hard for me to just continue to do things like that when I I feel like I'm taking advantage of people,
Yeah, and my worry is that you'll end up injuring yourself beyond repair.
I worry about that.
I'm worried about that. Your fucking heart will give out. And then
potential nominee every year right here, okay? So don't worry about a little shock.
Yeah, I worry about that shock. And it's not just a simple shock. It's like fucking 50 or 60 in a very, very close frame.
No,
don't do it.
Here's what it feels like.
Do you know what happens? My anxiety goes through the roof when I watch it.
I love it. It's your problem. Leave. Leave if you don't want to watch.
The first time was great.
Hey,
After
here's what
my
you can
anxiety
do.
was going through the roof. I'm like,
let me tell you what you can do, Crafty, okay? To help you with your anxiety. You could push pause on the video so you don't have to see it. Then you could mute. Then you could pop out the chat so you don't even have to look at the chat. And then you could send me the super chats through the chat and know it's hurting me without letting it affect your anxiety. Because, you wouldn't know because you're not hearing it. You're not seeing it.
No.
But I know it's happening. It hurts. It upsets me.
Yeah, I did kind of misspeak there. I shouldn't have told her she knows.
Yeah. Well, no, if you pop out the chat, you can't send super chats.
Exactly.
Oh, you can't? Well, don't do that then. Okay, just mute and pause.
No, well, yeah.
You see what I'm doing, right? I'm trying to make sure she has the ability to send me a bunch of money.
Yeah. That's why I thought I'd bring it up. As much as I love you both, though, it's 1:20.
Yeah, we do have. We definitely have to end. We definitely have to end at some point. So, yes, no, we are ending. We're definitely ending. Barman, tell us what you have coming up.
Oh, I had my video obviously last night.
Which is
There's
awesome.
nothing planned for this weekend. Because my parents are coming down tomorrow, so that'll be nice. So I'm gonna spend some time with them while doing the bar and stuff like that. Possibly do a pizza stream tomorrow afternoon though, if the weather's nice. Looking forward to
Yay!
that.
I like the pizza streams.
Pizza streams are great, and you get to make pizzas. It's like yay, pizza. And
No
apart from
cheese.
that, no,
Sorry.
you a no cheese person? I love
Yes,
bit of
I'm a no
cheese.
cheese person. No dairy.
You're not
at all.
allowed into the stream.
No
I've
milk.
got
no
vegan
cheese.
cheese.
Why
Yes,
would I
vegan cheese.
look? If I want to throw up in my mouth, I'd rather drink alcohol. Okay.
We do actually get quite a few people who have no cheese on it. It's still done in the wood-fired pizza, and it comes out quite nice.
Exactly. Where are you on my streams when I'm trying to explain to people that I'm not a fucking weirdo?
You are, but Critical
Hey.
Cripple says cheese is evil.
That's right,
Jesus.
Critical Cripple.
But Critical Cripple is a weirdo.
And
In fairness, my belief is that everybody's a weirdo, and if you're normal, you're boring, or you're a piece of shit.
come
So-
pet my goats. Sorry.
Yeah.
weirdo.
Right. We're gonna play a little game of Spot the Goat, and I'm gonna make it very obvious. So on my streams, so I do a live stream every Sunday morning. Sunday afternoon now for us for BST. And we do a Spot the Goat.
There's a goat there.
There is a goat. There is a goat, and it's very, very obvious where the goat is. But on the stream, Stephen Cooper Reason, who is fucking amazing, by the way, if I haven't said that enough, he hides that goat somewhere in the background set that he makes. And so the game is Spot the Goat. If you spot the goat, you are the guest on for the next week. So again, Sunday we do have Chris Durham coming on. We had John Rapp a couple of weeks ago. That was fun.
Oh,
Nice.
really? That's cool. I didn't even see that. It didn't pop
Yeah,
up
see?
in my thing.
He doesn't love me. I'm joking. I'm joking. He wouldn't be here if he didn't.
That's effed up.
Yeah. So yeah.
Antenna.
What was it?
I said antenna.
Antenna.
It's not country.
Antenna.
Sounds like it's a country. Oh.
Here's something that you probably agree with. Make weed legal everywhere, ban cheese everywhere. No.
Yes.
This is amazing.
Yes. Weed should be
But then
decriminalized
cheesecake.
across the board, at least in America, and ban cheese everywhere. Cheese, there's nothing beneficial to eating cheese other than momentary salivation, euphoric sensation on your tongue. That's it. Everything afterwards, your poop, your stomach, it's all fucked. Like, don't do it.
Live for the
Antenna.
moment. Don't think about the consequences. Eat that cheesecake. Down that bottle of Bailey's.
Hell
So-
fucking yeah.
And
So
Tanner. The other one was good too. Aunt Tanner. And then
Yeah.
and Tanner. Yeah, but that'd be me trying to go overboard. If I was like, pass me them oh no, taters are actually a real thing. Hold on, let me see. If I was like, yeah, look at his Aunt Tanner over there.
yeah, and yet it's not as pronounced, but that's exactly how you say it, and it's funny.
Make Team Skeptic. Okay. Ceasefire. Did I say? Oh wow, I did say that kind of country. Hold on. If I was gonna be like, let me just put my mindset of if I was playing Call of Duty and I wanted to save the last enemy so you could tell the next team how badass we were, so we didn't kill them all. I'd be
Hashtag
like,
fail.
teammates, ceasefire. That's
Oh, that is
legit how
funny.
I say
No,
that.
I love Tatty's. Do you hear banjos when teams speak? No. I'm not even going to finish that sentence. Maybe when Big Blue. No.
Oh, Tatty. That's why I like that guy.
No, actually, I do sometimes when Big Blue is speaking, but that's only because he has the banjo.
Yeah,
in the
listen to big. Go listen to Blue Marble Science versus me, and then come back and tell me I got a
That's great.
fucking accent.
You do.
Got no
But-
goddamn accent.
Okay, team, what have we got coming up? Other than the
well,
live stream that we derailed.
Other than the live stream that you did, can you give me just one moment? Because never mind, I can't do it because we're on your channel.
What? What were you gonna do?
I was gonna play some banjo music while I did my outro.
Oh, the outro that you fail at every time.
No, while I was doing my outro and telling people what I have coming up, I was gonna play some banjo music to match up to my accent. But do you have a subscription with Epidemic Sound or no?
No.
Okay, hold on. Let me do something else then.
He sounds like me trying to multitask.
Who does that? All right, hold on. Let me hear this really quick before we. Okay, and now let me make sure that there's no music tagged in the thing. Okay, it says Creative Commons Attribution License. Okay, go. Reuse allowed. It says it on what I'm about to play. So if they get on to you about this, Crafty, you tell me and I'll fucking shit on these people. All right, hold on. Let me bring it. Let me turn off my noise remover. Yes, I have to talk my way through it or I will get lost. Sorry. And then now let me bring in the music.
Otherwise you're eating a cookie with sauce.
All right. So what do I have coming up? Well, let me tell you. Can you hear the music there, Crafty?
We can hear it.
Awesome. That's great. All right. So on my channel, I probably have a few live streams coming up over next week. We're going to look at Whiskey Wednesday on Wednesday night at about 6:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. We also have a Friday night show for you that we would have had tonight. Unfortunately, I had to go and talk to my special little lady, Crafty Keelah, and her princess productions that she does with this amazing individual named Sarcastic Barman. Now, tomorrow after I have my conversation with Conspiracy Cats, you and I will all get together on my channel for a nice little show right before FTFE goes live where you could donate $1 to make me holler. Yes, that's right. $1 makes me holler tomorrow night on my electric stream, or I guess that's to be tomorrow middle of the day. That's what I said in the first place. Now, what I want to say to all you nice, fine, lovely people out there is that I truly appreciate each and every one of you. And thank you very much for your contributions and support of Crafty Keelah. She's an amazing content creator. Somebody that I would hang my hat on if she was around. I'd tell her go stand in the corner and throw it at her and hopefully it just land on her head and stay there till I'm ready to get back on the horse and go back outside. That usually happens about once every 6 hours, so get your rest, Crafty Keelah. You can be standing in the same place with that hat on your head, just holding that smile and looking lovely and beautiful, letting me play with your pet goats. As long as they don't eat my bluegrass, I don't really care.
Oh my God.
Other than that, guys, we'll see y'all tomorrow, then we'll see you Wednesday, then we'll see you Friday, then we'll see you Sunday. Y'all have a great night.
That was perfect.
I think it needed a yeehaw at the end.
Yeehaw!
Jess makes a very good point, though. She says, I don't get it. He's talking normal.
That's unfortunate for me.
Critical Cripple says, is he going to do an accent?
Oh,
I love you guys. Seriously. Sunday, we are on Steam and Couple Reasons channel for, we're doing Life on the Flip Side, 12:30 BST. Tatty, you have the link. Can you share it, please? If he's still here, if he's still alive. He is. Grand. After that, guys, literally right after Life on the Flip Side, we have the season finale of Pain of Progress. And you're going to want to be there on Sunday because we have a huge announcement that Steam and Couple Reason is going to announce. So you do definitely want to be there. A lot of things are going to happen in the next season. Can't go into them right now. Be there on Life on the Flip Side because I am so excited for this. What else have I got up? Next week, this time next week, we have Foehammer and we have Sable Eagle coming on to Ion Society to have a proper look at realistically, what could gun control look like in the US? Again, we're ripping away the kind of trigger words. We're trying to get behind what both sides are saying and really have a proper discussion about it. Yeah, I think that's it. And Challenging Conspiracies will be out next week. I've been delayed in getting it up because I've had stuff and shit. And yay, Tattie-bogle. And Tatty will be on that stream. He's going to help with that stream because I can't tech. So yeah, that's what's coming up for my channel. I will be going back to do the other series, the what is it? I can't even think. The social contracts, the idea of the social contracts, that will be coming out in the next couple of weeks, hopefully. I'm working hard. I'm definitely working hard. And thank you for everyone who was crazy enough to become a member. My first member was Tattie-bogle yesterday, so I've literally only opened up memberships and I've just gotten the super chat. So thank you for everyone who super chat today. And I think we're out. I think that's all. There are a few other things, but I can't talk about them yet. It will be surprises throughout the week. I know, cryptic. So other than that, folks, it is time to say goodnight. So say goodnight.
Good night.
Or don't.
We can say
Good night, y'all. You're here.
Or we could do a Delcow no. No.
Well,
No.
I'm going to go into the outro and the goats will get spooked.
Oh, okay, don't do that.
So yeah, good night, guys.
Good night.